On a May final GDP Q1 print to come through here, we are expecting 1.3% on the final number here. Durable goods orders, first off, if you take out transportation month over month for May, down negative 0.1%. But this is the number right here we're waiting for. There it is, 1.4%, so a little bit higher on the GDP final Q1 reading there. Once again, 1.4% versus 1.3%. Remember, one quarter prior to this, it was still in the threes. So we are down significantly quarter over quarter, but still higher than expected there ever so slightly for that final print on the GDP number. Initial jobless claims, 233 versus 239,000. So downside ever so slightly there. Continuing claims down here, 1.839 million versus 1.830 expected. This is a quarterly PCE number. Not very closely watched by the overall market, but 3.7% there. If you scroll down a little bit, we'll get the main month-over-month PCE number coming up this time tomorrow morning as we get going into what's going to be an interesting day here. We have a ton of little tiny small caps moving around this morning. I was noticing lots of volume behind the little names today, VIGL, CASI, NVD, to name a few. Funware popping back up this morning ahead of the first presidential debate to come after the close tonight, actually later on this evening, obviously 9 p.m. tonight. There's Tesla trying to make it 2 days in a row, getting back to the upside here. Still red on the day overall. We did close way up here yesterday, 195.75, back to 195 even right now. But chart looks great after that huge move yesterday. We'll have a look at some of the other EV names coming up this morning as well. There's Rivian extending declines after that slide yesterday following the VW news that came after the close on, I don't even know what day it is at this point. It's just this week just turns into a blur at this point. It's Thursday today, so it was Tuesday that came out. But NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto all downside in a pretty big way here today.
Yeah, Brendo, not a good look for Chinese EVs, not a good look for Chinese ADRs. Amazon coming out overnight, a little bit of a different angle here, but Amazon coming out overnight, basically saying they're going to take on Shein, they're going to take on Temu with a direct from China, low-cost sort of app that you can basically order from directly in the same way that you order from Temu and Shein right now. So we'll have to keep an eye on Amazon and some of these Chinese ADRs. Micron reporting, again, obviously overnight, selling off a little bit here, but we'll talk about that in the coming.
Yeah, I want to read more about this Amazon idea, because it's kind of out of nowhere and definitely sending all the e-commerce and Chinese ADRs specifically downside in a big way. You saw Micron there getting hit, as Sharif was mentioning, to the tune of 5.25% right now. It's the forecast. That was boo, only in line with expectations, but with AI in your earnings report all over the place, all the expectations to the moon. Right across the board, but the number is pretty good for Micron.
Brendo, and their high bandwidth memory sold out till the end of 2025. Like, you can't even get it till the end of next year, so it gives you an idea what kind of demand they've got.
Yeah, and I feel like this, I mean, 5% is a decent sized move, obviously, but given the moves that we've seen around AI, you know, in the double-digit percent, you know, type of range, it's still not bad, a decent pullback here. But if you look at the bottom down here, tough to see, but still 18% on the month for MU. So semis continue to lead here. Neil with the day off today. Obi's in. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning, Obi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing pretty good. Excited for the day. It's a nice, beautiful day. Oh, you guys got rained out yesterday? I know the Gulf
golf did not happen.
And then today, of course, it's beautiful. Isn't that sucky how that happens?
Oh, it's all good.
No, it's all good, yeah. Glad to have you in. We just talked about right before, about a half hour ago, we talked about Walgreens Boots Alliance. We were like, oh my God, that name is in big time trouble today as well. And then we just led to show off with Micron down 5%. I didn't think the quarter was that bad, but this goes to show when you miss, you miss. And they didn't miss. So I don't know. The forward guide was between $1 and $1.16, estimates of 105. So I feel like that's better. But the thing is, they didn't. So their downside on the forecasts were just lower than the low end. So it's just, you know, when you say we could make $1 when they're expecting $1.05, they kind of forget about the fact that you also said we could also make $1.16. You know, so it's kind of like in the middle there. I feel like, I think you and I also mentioned this. A lot of these names need reasons to sell off.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just Micron. We actually talked about this yesterday right on the show when people were asking me what was going on. I said, remember I said the move would, like it was 7%, and I'm like, that's about right. Neil was like 13% was about right. You're getting under both of those numbers. It's only a 5% move. The expected move on this name was 13%. Was the implied move in the option space. So if we come over here, Fabian, you'll just be able to see this was the level that I was actually saying 134, 135. And then there's that whoosh down in the pre-market. You always want to try to grab those if you can read the numbers fast enough than the algos. But yeah, again, a move that wasn't super exciting. I kind of was saying that, and it's there now. Will it get going? I mean, it looks like these numbers are better. PCE was a little hotter though, 3.7 versus 3.6. So that's a little bit of a surprise, with the GDP coming in at 1.4 versus 1.3, I guess is sparking the market a little bit. NASDAQ's still down here today, but Micron's on my mind. I'm writing down some names, and Micron's actually not one of them.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you told me about WBA. For some reason, I missed it on my scan from last night for earnings day one movers. But yeah, Walgreens, we were talking about this breaking below lows from 1999, split adjusted, of course. But yeah, a little bit of a sell-off here on I guess EPS miss, but yeah, their revenue, they're doing perfectly fine. But yeah, it should be interesting going off the open there. I think looking left, there was like a little bit of a wick from the 1990s at like 12, split adjusted. But I don't know. Let's see how some of those levels hold up.
People in the chat want me to ask this new Neil, which would be you. Do you like ketchup chips?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Of course. There we go.
Ketchup chips are.
People in the chat was like, they want to know if the new Neil likes ketchup chips.
Yeah. No. I grew up on that stuff. So it's like,
It's funny. You look like Neil today, but then the rest of the next couple days you're going to be looking a lot like Sean sitting over here. You'll be on this side. To see which one. I've never sat on the right side of. One time when I sat over here once, just subbing in.
Do some musical chairs sometimes.
Yeah, subbing in or whatever. I don't mind it, but it's like it's a completely different trading screen, like the setup. So I look left here, over there. You're looking right.
It's a little.
Man, so difficult around here. All right, let's go back to the desk.
I was noticing some of the. I very rarely sit on that side of this desk as well. It's kind of weird. I was just noticing some of the equities related to Bitcoin just popping up in front of me here on a scanner, but nothing really doing as far as BTC is concerned. It is green on the day, but still sitting here at this huge support level, 60,000, 60,500, depending on how you want to look at this chart. But some of the equities moving around here a little bit in the pre-market. It's been a bit of a flush out, that we talked about going back to Monday, I think it was, or Tuesday. To start the week, we get down to long-term levels. 58,000 came into play, but it's been above ever since. Yeah,
and we have to keep an eye on interest rates too with respect to this, because a lot of the crypto movement really tied in with interest rates. So with the GDP number coming in today a little bit higher than expected, and the jobs not selling off as much, you don't have that slack in the job market and the weakness in the general economy for them to cut back. And we talked about this off camera, you and I. A lot of commentators now saying we may not even get that cut. And Kevin O'Leary sat exactly where I sat here and said we weren't going to get that. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, some of the individual companies may be a little bit more. Sorry, I'm just listening to some comments here on Walgreens, but some of the individual companies may be a little bit more affected by that than. The overall price itself, as you're suggesting. But yeah, just be aware there's some comments coming through on Walgreens. Walgreens with earnings worse than expected on the forecast side of things as well. I was just noticing, like, this is 1290 coming into play here on WBA. It's been a long time if you zoom out on this. This thing's been in trouble for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're in trouble, Brendo. So this is obviously a business I'm very familiar with. And so I do keep my eye and see what they're doing. Look, pharmacy business not doing bad, but it's the discretionary items in the front store that they're really having trouble with. And that's where their margins are made. They don't make the same type of margins on prescriptions. What's doing well for them, though, is their association with, I believe, Village MD, which they bought, Brendo, so that they could homogenize the clinic pharmacy business. and that one is doing well. That one grew 7.6%, but it's really the front store here that's really hurting Walgreens.
Yeah, going into a holiday week next week, we're getting to the end of some of the more significant earnings reports, obviously, but 17%, nothing to pass on today. Volume a little bit light on this so far, but we'll see what happens as we get closer to the open today. 28% as we zoom out here on WBA, pretty ugly.
We have Rahim Alani is here, so we're excited to have him come through. He's talking a little bit about the Indian market, which, wow, some of those names he just dropped there are pretty exciting on recent IPO, so stay tuned for that in just a couple minutes with Rahim. Look, Walgreens is my number one idea.
Yeah, we kind of talked. Yeah, exactly. I literally
Walgreens is
like
my
writing
number
down
one
making plans
idea.
for it. Yeah, exactly.
Today,
I agree.
not NVDA, not Apple, Walgreens. I mean, what the hell? Like, honestly, we've been talking about this. Look at this chart. Like, I actually feel bad for people that have invested in this. But what I think is that the story remains the same about this. I was actually writing down Amazon long as we look at these things. You can get stuff delivered to your house today. You don't have to go and wait in line and have people take things out of plastic containers or shelving to get it to you. You don't have to deal with pilferage or all this kind of stuff when you're talking about Amazon. You don't have to walk into the stores and wonder what customers are in there. I don't know enough about it. We don't have Walgreens around here, and honestly, our Shoppers Drug Marts and some of our convenience or drug stores, I mean, they're all sort of combined now in what they offer. They're actually pretty clean. Like, they're nice. I like, we have a Shoppers Drug Mart right around here. I like them. I think they're in good spots. Yes, who said that? Sharif? Hey, what's up, Sharif? Yeah, Sharif agreeing with that. So at the end of the day, I just don't think that this should surprise anybody. So I'm not here to try to play this any other way than short. The problem is, when I sat down, it was $13.50. And I was like, I just wrote down VWAP, wherever that happens to be. And it was at 14, so I wrote that down. But now you're just going down, 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 down. And I mean, it's not on here. It's a NASDAQ name. But you got a lot of sells happening here at the top as well right now today. The market, although getting a bump up on some of those numbers, still red. You're up to 20,000. That's going to be a key level. But Walgreens, it don't care about any of that. I think it's a short. They guide lower. They're expecting 3 to 320. They guide 285. From what I've heard about it and the experiences, and you guys and all the traders in the chat there, you tell me, is Walgreens a place that you want to go to, let alone invest in? So I don't know.
When I go visit my sister in
Yeah,
Chicago,
you let us know.
Yeah, I guess the Walgreens
Or
are
the South Side
they
Chicago
look similar, but like, yeah, no, definitely the Shoppers is better. Now something else I saw in the chat is like CVS could be another sympathy, like a sympathy play on that Walgreens move as well. It's doing significant RVOL in the pre-market here. Sure, it's not doing too much volume, but doing over 10x the RVOL and giving us a little bit of a similar kind of a sell-off move all the way from 60s. 60 half close yesterday, 60.70 I guess was a close, and then now we're trading at 58.70, so about 2 points lower, a little bit of a flush down potentially on the same Walgreens kind of earnings news there. So if you're looking for sympathy or if you're looking for some sort of like disconnect, I think CVS might be a good look as well. A little bit higher price ticker as well. I don't know, in terms of market cap comparison, this one is 76 billion. And WBA is only 13 billion. So in terms of that, like, I don't know how you wanna really situate and plan out your trade, but you can see that a similar kind of price action is going on here on WBA. So I'll be watching both, but WBA definitely one of my top names. Again, mentioned by Sean this morning, and I was like, oh damn, it's breaking below multi-year, multi-month. Actually, yeah, right here. Look at that. We haven't seen these prices since 1990s. So it's like, all right, cool. A lot of anybody and everybody who has been long over the past 2 or 3 decades is a little underwater in this name. So I'll be watching that for sure.
And I do have, NVIDIA is my number 2 idea. So I don't want to say that we're leaving these things alone. No, I don't have. I'm not even trading. I'll look at Micron. I'll look at Micron.
We'll watch Micron.
And we'll talk about it when we get over to it because we have Raheem now. But my plays for earnings are just a little bit different. It's like yesterday with Chipotle. We wanted to see it form a bottom, or form a top.
Did you traded Chipotle yesterday?
Well, no. That's the best part. We were looking at it and we talked about it. It was on the sticky note and we said, let it settle off that off the split. I keep saying reverse split, off the split, 50 to 1. We didn't know where the levels were going to be because I feel like splits are sometimes headwinds in the couple days after because they've been such great tailwinds. So people sell it off, but then you get traders starting to come in and buy options and then it'll get going again. So I was like, all right, maybe if it settled down early, we could find a bottom, and it was 63. Let me just check Chipotle. Before we go, hold on a second. Come back over here for Chipotle. Yeah, see, so 66 again now today. So I didn't even look at this, and we were just talking about it. See, so exactly what happened. There's the sell-off right off the open, as we had discussed. Where's the level? You don't want to just sit here and buy it. Then all of a sudden, Neil and I were looking at these bottom wicks there, and I was like, okay, 63 is probably it. It danced around, and then he never got that chance again. So CMG, Chipotle Mexican Grill. Always has to be on somebody's radar. And I'm just adding, have you ever been on a cruise?
No.
Nor have I. We'll see if we can, what was that, Ramin?
I didn't say nothing.
There he is. Raheem Alani joining us, Managing Director over at OCI Groups. We were talking about this over the past couple of weeks. Good to see you. The India market has been absolutely exploding over the past couple of years, specifically to a point where we are now even seeing the effect on this show from the audience standpoint. India now our third largest demographic watching the show. So what is it? Afternoon, I guess. Good afternoon, anyone?
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, early evening. But from a high level, let's start high level first. Give us a rundown here of the equity side of things. How are the exchanges made up? What do we need to know about the exchanges and equities in India from an investment standpoint?
So there's two main exchanges that you're going to look at. There's the BSE, the Bombay Exchange, and the National Exchange. So the Bombay Exchange has about 5,300 companies listed on it, so not an insignificant number. And the National has got about 2,600 companies. Some companies are dual listed on both. Some companies are only on one or the other, obviously. So those are your two major markets. There are some other minor markets. There is a new small cap market that's emerging as well. We spoke about that a couple of months back. So we can get into more Indian equities, and as we chatted off camera, love to get all of the audience's feedback, because if there are things that you want us to talk about over the course of the next while, in my role of the India Chamber of Commerce here in Canada, happy to address those. So the markets are quite buoyant. One of the things that's really interesting, and we'll talk about that in some of the names that are going public, is the oversubscription model. So when you want to acquire shares in ABC Co. that's going public, you will actually apply to get an allotment in the IPO, but you'll apply at a much more significant level than you actually want because of the fact of how they essentially allocate their shares out. So one of the ones that we'll talk about right at the end here, you'll see some that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20 times oversubscribed, and you don't hear those numbers in North America. You'll hear $1 billion or $500 million IPO that had a book of 550 or 520, just enough, generally just scraping over the line, versus in the Indian IPOs, you'll hear multiples above where the IPO was closed at.
So much focus in North America around individual sectors. I mean, it's been tech and more tech for the past 10 years. Give us a breakdown of how that market is made up from that standpoint. What are the biggest areas that people are focusing on? Is it tech in India as well?
India does obviously have a touch point of tech because that's just the way it's going to be, right? But it is, again, different markets bifurcate differently. So there is, if you're Canadian, you're looking at mining and energy. There still is touch points to mining and energy, and there are some large names in India listed in mining and energy. But you'll see a lot more industrials, you'll see farming, you'll see agriculture, you'll definitely see tech, because there is a lot of tech. But you'll see names that are a little bit more pertinent to the Indian market. So tech names will always, in almost every market, be important. But you'll see more, again, leaning towards industrial companies, pharmaceutical companies, agriculture, farming companies, those types of companies that are more day-to-day use. You'll see a lot more of those. And one thing just to keep in mind thematically, if you believe, as an example, India is going to need to build a ton of housing over the next couple of years to satiate this change between urban and rural, don't just look at a housing company, maybe also then look at a cement company that's going to be part of that infrastructure. Look at a road and railway company that's going to be part of that infrastructure. If you believe, like we were talking about in the EV market going into India, don't just look at the EV companies, look at the battery companies that are going to need to be there. And if you believe in batteries, you're going to look at a zinc company or a lithium company that are going to support those batteries. So just when you're looking at those investments, think about maybe 2 or 3 steps down the road in the ecosystem as to where you want to look at.
As always, we'll touch on a few individual names here. This is an incredibly liquid market, an incredibly tons of volume every single day, all kinds of action, all kinds of volatility. I was just running through a few of these charts that you brought here today. Like, just they're all impressive at this point. The first one, Coal India. All of these will be weekly charts just to get a higher perspective or higher look at what has happened. But Coal India on a weekly chart has done nothing but go straight up since basically last September.
So if you believe in coal, you believe in what the market's going to need, then coal would be a good place to be if you're in India, right? So that IPO was 15 years ago, so it's obviously not a hot and fresh name, but it's one of the larger IPOs that has taken place over the last 15 years. So Paytm it's got a bunch of issues. Paytm has since superseded that, but Coal India, I mean, look, if you look at the chart, like we said, 15,000 crore was there, and a crore is 10,000 is 10 million essentially. So
right,
but 15,000 crore, it's gone through the roof. When they went public, they issued 600 million shares at 225 rupees, and the chart is, like you said, it just continued to go and go and go. So it is currently the second largest. It's about to be superseded, actually, just as a matter of fact. Hyundai India has applied to have their IPO take place. $25 billion company, you're going to raise $2.5 billion. So that might become the new largest IPO in India.
You mentioned the 2 different exchanges. Is it for lack of a better comparison, NYSE/NASDAQ type of situation, or are they situated differently?
Yeah, not necessarily. A little bit. They are constituted a little bit differently, but in theory, a company in the U.S. wouldn't list both NASDAQ and NYSE. Here in India, you can list on both exchanges, but one is sort of geared one way and one is geared a little bit more the other way. And then they do have different indexes, and just like we talked about, the Sensex is one of their big indexes. That cracked 79,000, and Nifty is another one, and Nifty cracked 24,000 for the first time ever.
This is that chart there, Tata Tech.
Yeah.
This is a company that has arms in a wide range of different industries, technology one of them. I mean, this company also has its hands in the automotive industry with Jaguar, among others. Tell us a little bit about the technology.
Sharif's giving an education over there about Tata, and they own Range Rover and Jaguar.
Yeah.
So he's teaching everybody. So if you want more of an India lesson, please check in with him. They are a conglomerate. They are one of the best, most well-known companies globally. They've got tea, they've got consulting, they've got auto, they've got everything. So Tata Tech did their IPO last year. So it was the largest IPO in India last year. And it has traded well, and obviously everyone knows the Tata brand. And so on the tech side, they've got the services brand, and they've got the technology side. And one would assume, given where tech is going, that there are going to be a lot of more interplays, given where Tata can touch point into itself, as well as globally because of their brand. Now, interestingly, Goldman Sachs just came out with a sell recommendation on Tata. So the stock, if you see, had a small dip yesterday. Today has bounced back a small 1.9%. But again, these names are quite volatile. And again, if you can make 2% in a day, it's not a bad name to look at. So I just thought that one was interesting, because it was one of the larger IPOs, but also more significantly because of the fact that there is that volatility that is happening in a name like Tata.
2 new ones you mentioned this month, AKME and Stanley Lifestyle. You want to touch on this cement side of things as well.
Yeah.
Construction in India is just
booming.
Yeah, off the charts at this point. So, I mean, where do you want to go here? Let's talk a little bit maybe on the ones this month specifically, and then we'll touch on the construction side.
Yeah. So Acme was one that went public actually just day before yesterday. Was its first day of trading, and that's one that we talked about. So they went out with their IPO. Their book was 55 times oversubscribed.
Wow.
As an investment banker, I'd be like, I would be more than happy.
Vacation.
Like, guys, I'm gone. See you later. I have a book 55 times oversubscribed. Yeah, so it's just one of those ones. Again, you've got the fintech touch point. So it's gone public. It started trading. It did have a slight down day today. So that might be a name that you want to look at because it is one of the freshest IPOs. And again, because India is such a buoyant market, when Canadians and Americans hear what's happening, 8 IPOs this week.
Wow.
8 IPOs next week. 23 IPOs so far this month in India.
What is causing this? What is the motivation behind it?
Market availability, I think. There is a pent-up demand of people that are seeing, the top, not even the 1%, the top 5%, the top 10% that are investing in equities. They're hearing about all these things that are happening and they're missing out, and they've got money sitting on the sidelines, and how do I participate? Equity market's great, that's what people hear about. And there's a lot of different mechanisms that are turning those levers. So you're seeing a lot more equity capital market coming in. And as equity comes in, now you've got companies that are sitting around saying, well, I'm a small cap company, I never thought of going public. Now the market availability is there. So now you're seeing these oversubscribed IPOs in a very large fashion.
Let's talk about this India cement.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So India Cement, the reason I just threw that in was, as we just talked about housing, that's a company that might be interesting because of the fact that it's in the cement business. It's going to be needed to supply that infrastructure. Small day today, third most active in India, up 11.5% on 81 million shares traded.
Crazy.
So if you like that volatility, I know there's a lot of traders out there that are watching this. If you like that volatility, names like that are just going to bop on news.
Yeah.
And so you'll see an intraday swing of 11% on 80 million shares.
Unreal.
Yeah.
As we said, leave a comment, guys. Leave a suggestion if you have any. You want to know more in-depth information about certain areas of the equity market over in India. As we said, just absolutely exploding at this point. All kinds of opportunity. Rahim Alani, Managing Director at OCI Groups here in Toronto. Good to see you.
Likewise, and semifinal World Cup happening in an hour and a half. So get your popcorn ready.
How could I forget?
And your tea. It's going to be a big batch. So I have to, just because of the seat that I now have, I got to make sure I will be running back to go watch cricket and watching the match. So
enjoy.
Thank you.
The only problem is we don't know who the match is between.
I wonder who.
We have, India and somebody. I don't know. Who are they playing?
England. Ooh, okay, all right.
Hey. That should be
That's a
exciting.
match,
For sure. We looked at each other. It's like, okay, he didn't say who it was. But yeah, thanks to Rahim there. Again, look, I think that we always get so excited around here about IPOs, and then now we hear about, 8 this week, 8 next week, 10 the week after that, all oversubscribed to completely different models. So again, to me, I take from there a lot of interest in that market. We talk about the population, the growth that's happening over there in India. And then I also like to talk about the diversification, a couple different names, not just all tech names coming through. Great opportunities there. And again, a different model for the IPO. And those oversubscriptions just show you, how much money is lying around waiting to be, invested in some of those names. So yeah, look, you never know what that next big name is going to be. That's the other thing, right? I mean, everyone wants to hit that NVDA from 10 years ago. These are names that are going to come out of other countries. And, India right now blasting off as we see that. So, good luck to whichever cricket team you are supporting today. And it should be, as long as it's a good match, I think that's what everybody wants. Semifinals, okay. Canada finally taking down Peru there. So that was their first Copa America win there. So that was exciting. You into soccer at all? No?
I'll like
Italy
to play
advanced.
this
Italy
sport,
advanced.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I heard that.
We've got the blue on.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was okay.
Go
Portugal
sports.
lost. I just have to say this because Italy. Portugal lost to Georgia. So all right. So just letting everyone, reminding everybody about that. So I'll wait for the chat to start blowing up about Portugal versus Italy. Of course, everybody remembers that Italy won the last Euro.
What was the highlight of the match?
No, Italy didn't play yesterday.
Okay.
So the highlight of the Italian match is that we were losing in the very last minute, and then we were able to get on the very last kick of the game, able to get a goal.
Nice.
And tying up Croatia, but we may have advanced anyways. But the idea is now we did a little last minute, magic touch there.
Nice.
So, but would you have a team that you would favor, if any? No?
I don't know. Not really biased in one way or another.
Yeah, Portugal's going to have a good run there. England actually were favored, I believe, in the Euro to begin with, but not anymore. I like Spain looking pretty hot there. Shout out to Spain, right, Raheem? again as well. So, all right, markets going green as we speak. It must have been all that talk about the great Indian markets. All right, what's up, Adair, over at the green screen?
Couple earnings names here on the upgrades and downgrades list. First one, Canadian name BlackBerry, up about 8%, getting an upgrade from CIBC. Here's a nice look there. We then have Bank of New York Mellon getting an upgrade here as well from Keefe Bruyette. They have earnings alongside all of the major banks in 2 Fridays from now, so definitely keep an eye on this one. Micron, another earnings name that just came out yesterday, getting this upgrade from TD Cowen, though it's trading lower on the day as an earnings reaction. And we also have Jasper Therapeutics getting an upgrade from Stifel. On the downgrade side, we have JP Morgan Chase downgrading US Bank, Rio Tinto getting a downgrade here from Berenberg, 10X Genomics getting a downgrade from Wolfe Research, and last but not least, BofA Securities downgrading Century. So interesting look here. Some really interesting names on the upgrade side, guys.
I just asked Raheem, who was right here. I was like, hey, you feeling anything on BlackBerry? He's like, nah. So yeah, I don't know. This is kind of the idea that we've had for a while. We look at BlackBerry when there's movement, right? And then I wanted just to check in on the short float, up 7% there with earnings. We already had them today. So big Canadian company. Where's our? I'm working on this sticky note for you. Where's my? I don't know if there's anything to celebrate with BlackBerry. These are trade ideas. Go get it from Tradertv.live right now at Trade Ideas. Grab that. So yeah, I just wanted to look at this chart here. You can see we are basically pushing these lows. I mean, if you're going to look over at a weekly chart for BlackBerry, it's going to be just as bad. You're right here just bouncing off of this 280, 250 area. So we were basically at, I believe this is going to be all-time lows unless we got a lot lower. No, I mean, this goes all the way back to 2012. Yeah, so you're at all-time lows right now, not even close. So yeah, BlackBerry kind of left for dead, but then all of a sudden they come out with a decent report here today. So we'll wait to see what happens with BlackBerry, up that 7%. To me, whenever we get moves like this, it's probably just a fade. So that top was 250. Again, 7%, not super exciting, but maybe we have a chance. Let's check in on the volume, only 300. Yeah, not super excited about this name. I would say fade the pops, but again, just something to keep on your radar there today with BlackBerry. A good guide, a good number. I think it just surprised everybody. I wouldn't think it would be an unreasonable opportunity to sell today into this strength, but again, I could see sort of a bounce once we get back to yesterday's close around 220 or so. So we're getting into that right now.
Yeah, no, I guess I pull up the chart as well. It is sold off quite aggressively. But no, I was saying, yeah, something to celebrate on BlackBerry. Maybe not for the longs, but definitely for people who are holding puts, maybe selling calls and the swing shorts as well. This name has been in a steady downtrend over multiple months, multiple years even, and trades about what 15 million on the average 30-day volume. So about maybe like 30 million notional dollar volume goes through this name on average. But something to note is look at this bit of a resistance that happened going into earnings after this strong flush off of this 280 here. We're just testing the highs of that off of earnings there on the daily there. Now another chart again, that was another ticker that was on that list right there for the upgrades. Again, maybe a little bit of a double whammy is the upgrade plus Micron earnings that's been happening. So a little bit of an interesting move there. You can see that over the past few days, a little bit of a support here that was held at that 138, a little bit of double bottom. You attempted to push through, and then you came right back in and reclaimed, looking further left. We did have a bit of acceleration off of this area as well, all the way from 135s, 136s, all the way to 158 over the span of a few days. Now we know, again, Micron has been running with the NVDA and AI sector as well. But yeah, interesting that we've kind of gapped down below it or flushed down below it and then used that very 138 level off of this pop on the earnings reaction as a bit of resistance. So that might be an interesting area. I'll definitely be watching Micron as well. Let's see if we can get there with that upgrade as well.
Just noticing there's a whole bunch of comments coming through the call on now for WBA session lows. Now 20% to the downside here coming into 1250. So the CEO and CFO looks like making some comments right now. So just a heads up on WBA for anyone that was watching that. Well, we're late. Let's go. Let's have a look at the market.
55.43, Brendo. That's where we closed off yesterday. We're still below that critical 50-point level. and we've been that way since breaking down below it on the 20th. So again, same thing as we said yesterday, 55.50 going to be that key level of resistance. And as you can see, we're in a bit of a range here since the 24th with 55.15 acting as support.
If you haven't done so yet, go to the website. Do it right now. Open a new tab. Go to tradertv.live. Wait for that pop-up. Enter your email address. And that's all you have to do. And then you get the watch list sent right to you every single morning. Has everything you need to know on it. In the pre-market, daily, 4.5% here for Micron, trying to get back to the upside through 135.95 right now. I was just quickly going through some of these analyst moves. I mean, they're kind of mixed. Mostly on the maintain side of things, but still positive for the most part from analysts today, despite the earnings move here.
Yep, a beat on the top and bottom line, Brendo. It was the guidance, really, that was the question here. EPS, 62 pennies. The street was looking for 51. Revenue, 6.81 billion. The street was looking for 6 2/3. Net income, they actually printed $332 million in profit. Compare that to last year when they lost 1.9 billion, bit of a difference there. So the strong points are the AI focus, benefiting from the AI boom. Their data center growth is very strong as well, and their high bandwidth memory. HBM, as I mentioned at the top of the show, sold out, Brendo, till 2025.
Just be aware there's a note on Google, looks like, on the enterprise side of things. So Google announces, that was yesterday, just disregard that chart. Google announces significant advancements in models and enterprise platform capabilities with something called Vertex AI. That's from Bloomberg.
Okay, we'll have to take a quick look at Google. I mean, we've been looking at that. That's another name. I have Amazon on, and the sticky note's seconds away from going out. I like the Amazon strength. We saw them really bust through yesterday, but Google could be on radar today, and we'll look at that in a minute. I mean, I sat down here, and I turned to new Neil, Obi, and I said to Obi, I said, I don't think Micron was that bad. I mean, we looked at some of the numbers, and we actually opened the show by saying that they beat, right? They met expectations, but the problem is that they said they could possibly, you know, make $1 to $1.16, and they were looking for 105, and the same thing on the revenue side of things as well. Still guiding a little bit higher, but did show out that there was a little bit of a bottom take possibility there. I agree with Sharif. You know, the demand's here, and it's real in all of these names. So if we believe the NVIDIA story and we believe the chip story, then we basically have to believe in Micron as well. I feel like that makes sense. But they've had a huge run. And then yesterday, I was like, hey, man, I didn't get the feeling that it was going to be a dramatic move. You know, I thought this 134 would have been a great buying area. That's 135 is that top. 134 is not really anything, so we'll have to wait to see if that can hold here today. But I like the move higher. I think you buy dips on Micron if it can work out for you. But we did have this consolidation yesterday, and then now you have, I guess, did he say the call's on now? It doesn't make any sense. It would have been last night. But maybe more analyst movements here today. So 132, I could see being some dip buy opportunities. I'm going to take the advice of my good friend Brian Shannon that says, when there's a gap, play it back to VWAP. So right now, that's at around 135. So let's see where that happens on open and if we can get a play for Micron. So again, huge move to the downside as the algos hit the name on the number, and then a nice move back up. I mean, ho-hum, it's up 67% this year. Give back a little bit here, I feel like is fine. So I like the story with Micron, but I feel like being more patient with it, and I prefer to trade NVIDIA anyways.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking back on the daily chart here on Micron. I just spoke about it a little earlier as well, but yeah, no, prior earnings, we gapped up quite significantly, and then we held that 110 area as well. So I just want to quickly just put put a quick anchored right there, so we kind of reclaim and hold this area 124s, and we've been bidding up. But yeah, this earnings not as large of a reaction there. Sure, we pulled back quite significantly on what is this? On last Thursday, June 20th, right there, and then now we're just kind of chopping, consolidating. So you can see this prior low right here. We're trading in the pre-market at 136s. This prior low here, right here, is at 136-ish, 135.70. You can see that level right there. Let's see that specifically. Yeah, 135.70 is the low of that day. So now I want to go down to a 15-minute chart and check it out as well. So you can see here, we're just dropping down. We dropped down into this prior consolidation area. You can see that some of these levels have been tested already, chopped around this 130 quite significantly. Now we're holding above that. So yeah, let's see if we kind of recover some of these moves here. But like I said before, this 137, 138, kind of a double bottom going into earnings. Let's see if this support now acts as a resistance, because it's already kind of shown face in the after hours right there with that reaction pop into that 38 level and then faded off as well, and we're attempting to push that level once again in the pre-market. So this could be interesting. Again, interesting price action. Price action is always king for me, and that little bit of a rejection there in the after hours, I'll be watching to see if similar action comes back in off the open on Micron.
Raheem's here.
Hey.
All right, let's talk about DJT here going into the debate tonight. It's been quite the week here.
Dude, you have
going
to watch
back
the
to
debate.
Monday, 3-4 days in a row to the upside. We're trying to hold on aftermarket levels right now, 0.1%, still positive on the day. But I mean, all of these we've got to watch today. Any comments that come out maybe beforehand or regarding what is expected going into this debate tonight? I mean, this is going to be probably the most watched event, I think, this year, at least, safe to say, on television.
It is, and I'm surprised, as I said to you off camera, that two elderly gentlemen are deciding to go on the stage at 9 o'clock and make me stay past up my bedtime. But, no, seriously.
Don't worry about them. It's just
yeah, it's about me. No, seriously though. The stock is up 208% in the past 12 months. It obviously had a bit of a sell-off after the conviction on May 30th. Yeah. It's recovered since that time, ever since we got news of the debate. And so we'll have to watch it today. Great recovery yesterday. We kept eyes on it. See what we do today. Fun.
Yeah.
We're also running PHUN.
yeah, trying to hold here so far this morning, guys. Is there a trade on DJT?
We looked at this stock yesterday. We were just talking about it again right here. I mean, I think it's going to be wild. I mean, it's funny that like must-see TV happens to be a debate between the leaders of, you know, I don't want to say the free world, but you know, you guys know what I'm saying. It's crazy that it's come to this, but it's great, isn't it? I mean, now we get to watch it all. CNN's broadcasting it. There's going to be 2 commercial spots. Apparently the first time that's happened in a debate, I believe. So they're selling advertising. They're ready to rock and roll. And there's been a lot of hype around it. So the only thing is like yesterday might have been that move. So there's so many days, like we went from 34 to 39, you know, straight upside there yesterday, up $5. You get up that 15%. And then in the after hours and this morning, you're up to 41, 42 bucks there on DJT. So I'm just going to sort of equate this to like Worldwide Developer Conference or something like that, you know, where you wait for a big release or not an earnings report, because then you actually get stats, but you know, you wait for those big event days. And then all of a sudden the event day happens and it's a sell-off. So I'm just going to equate this to something like that, where today I could see another move, but I'm not sure for how many more days this will last. And I'm not invested in this stock, nor do I think it's an investment. I think it's a great opportunity to trade. And why not look at a break here of $40, $40, $41? I mean, we've been hovering around here, right? Couldn't break at 8 o'clock, 8:30 hits, basically downside, finding a base down here at 38.50. Always better to buy dips, for sure, because you'd rather be long down here to try to catch that move. But in a name where there could be a big momentum play, a break here of 41 looks pretty good to me. If we were playing with that same strategy yesterday, you would have maybe said, okay, this is the pre-market, so here's the break. That would have been actually okay to hold it. I could take another one. Yeah, sure. I will talk to Randy about the debate when he gets back. $35 right there, and then it goes all the way to 36. It's only $1, and you would have had to hold it 25 cents against you. So the pre-market break yesterday goes about 3 to 1 on the risk. So I think if you're going to do that, some kind of a trade like that today, you're going to try to break the 41, and then if that doesn't hold, I think you have right here the 40s out. So 41 break, out 40, then you get that move to the upside. We've gone back and forth on the short float on this name. I don't really know what it is. Short floats get updated every 2 weeks, depending on where your source is coming from. We had Michael Noss on. They try to do it a little more often than that. But at the end of the day, it's only 4 or 5% is what we've been able to find. So I don't see it there, but I'll be watching tonight. I have a baseball game until about 8, and then we'll get home, throw something on the barbecue, and see what happens. Yesterday we had very, very juicy and tender pork tenderloin.
Ooh, nice.
On the grill, so that was really nice. We didn't have much going on yesterday, so okay. But there it is. So yeah, we're not talking about politics here. It's just this is an event,
right?
And this is a stock that we'll all be trading. So I feel like it's just like I said, just like when you have those conferences, this is just another opportunity for this company, DJT, to promote itself.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Again, how does the saying go? Buy the rumor, sell the news.
That's right,
I think, yeah, exactly. This might be a case of that. We saw that. Yeah, sure. The WWDC event was kind of like that, where the strength came in after the event, and then we sold off. But like it has been running up into this event. You can see that volume expanding as well. So that's something that I like. And yeah, you gotta like what is it? Look left. Shout out to Nate from IU who's always kind of pushing that. Yeah, no, look left, look at that 24 hold, prior lows post earlier this year, and you can see that this is a level where like the bid has been picked up multiple times over and over again, and it's happening once again in these mid-20s right here, off that 24, pushing all the way into 40 over just the span of a few days, right? So it's pushing up, trending with expanding volume. Let's go look at the daily chart. Thank you, Randy. Look at that, expanding volume on the bid up, expanding volume into the bid up. So maybe looking for more of the same. Maybe we're just in a larger channel here on DJT. So let's see what comes along with this. But still got lots of room. Looking left, right there, you can see that 42 mark. We're only about a couple points away from that, 3 points away. We're trading at 39.60s in the pre-market, but a little bit of support here. Maybe let's see if that turns into resistance. We can see that consolidation happened right there, below that 42 level, and then we took a nice little quadunk to these lows where it seems like the bid has been picking up now for the third time this year, right? So 2024 at the beginning, you can see January, nice little pop off these levels. So the bid seems to be in at that 2024 level on DJT. Let's see what happens with that debate coming up very, very soon.
Oh no, that's not for me. Who?
What's going on?
I think I'm days away. I have to complete my trader training again.
Oh yeah, I got that email too.
Yeah, every 12 months you have to redo sort of the compliance test.
Yes.
For real trading.
I got to make sure we're real.
Oh man,
you know
I better punch into something to make sure that I'm still live here. All right, let me go back over to the desk. I'm just going to get long on something.
All right, let's go. WBA downside in a pretty big way here. 21% now. Wait a few minutes, it'll be more. The CEO making comments right now on the earnings call. Just be aware, the forecast, the problem here. We tried to bounce off 13 initially, but that obviously has since come and gone.
Yeah, they missed on EPS, Brendo, but they beat on revenue, but they're not able to really shore up some of their costs. That has been a problem here. Healthcare revenue grew 7.6%. Pharmacy grew as well, but like I mentioned at the top of the show, the front store, the discretionary items here not being bought up by consumer who is feeling the squeeze.
You and I were talking about an individual that we both know that buys basically everything on Amazon at this point. And, you know, even the day-to-day type front of store type of things that, you know, they'll bring right to your doorstep. So it does create a challenge for places like Walgreens, guys. Thoughts?
This is hilarious. I'm honestly, we came in here and I was like, man, this is going to be my number one idea. Yeah. And I was like, hey, Obi, you've never seen me with Walgreens on the sticky note before, you know? And this was that, right?
We're talking about it at 350. We're sorry, 1350.
Yeah. We sat down here, 7:45, whatever, getting ready to go. 8 o'clock, 8:30. It's sitting here at 1350, and then we go on the air, and I'm just basically talking down about the stock the whole time, saying like, why would anyone want to go to Walgreens when you can just get it delivered to your door the same day, and you don't have to deal with that experience of going. But again, I'm just talking about what I've been reading. I've never been in a Walgreens. I think I probably have. We were in Miami. I think we either went to one, but I don't know if it was a CVS or not. But at the end of the day, when they miss, I don't think they're in the right spot. This has been dominated, and CVS it doesn't look like this, but we knew this stock was broken.
Oh yeah.
So now when they report a broken quarter, yeah, I mean, this is what's going to happen. So let's talk about the trade. So it is on the sticky note as the number one idea. And again, like, we don't normally have Walgreens or anything on here, you know, let alone Walgreens Boots Alliance. That's such an interesting name. I remember when I first saw that. But there it was right there, 14 short sell. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to matter. The short comes back into VWAP. So I just said, let's use VWAP as a tool here. So that's what I'm going to do for Walgreens. Pretty straightforward. Just find out where everybody else is in. This VWAP would make sense here. It's 8 million shares. I trust it. So you're down here now at 13.25. I don't think we bump up $1. So we're going to probably have to start the shorts in and around the 50 period. That's 12.70. Let's just see where we open up. We're going to get the NASDAQ imbalances in 5 minutes, and then hopefully that will give us a little bit of an indication. Now, the one play, Obi, that you and I and Neil, Real Neil,
Okay.
there we go.
like
And Real Neil talks about is SSR bounces.
Yes.
So this is down 21% right now.
Oh boy.
Oh man, we have too much fun around here all the time. I mean, this is what we talk about. You're trying to make some trades, trying to have some fun, you know, trying to put on a good time for everybody. SSR bounce could be in play at some point. So, you know, the shorts have already won in this name. Where will they start to take profit? It could be right off the open, to be honest with you. So you could get that little bit of a bounce up because the expected move was definitely not 21% on Walgreens. I will find out what it is. But any quick thoughts before I do that?
Yeah, no, shorts have definitely been winning not only on this earnings report, but again, I'm going to pull up a higher time frame
8%
right here.
expected move. Sorry to interrupt you.
8%
8% was the expected move.
Okay, so yeah, no, shorts have definitely been winning on this ticker since 2015, it would seem. Yeah, just a perpetual downtrend since then, breaking through some of these levels here. I do have these marked from, I don't remember when, but I'm like, yeah, this might be a level that we potentially may bounce off of, but it is a prior support level. And yeah, look at that, you attempt to bounce, can't really do it. And then flush down maybe even further on that. And you can see, look at this breakdown right here, Sean. You can see that there's expanding volume going into this multi-time frame break at 22s, and we're way below that now. We're at 12s. We were talking about this in the pre-market, like I mentioned before, at 13.50, and I was like, yeah, looking left, there's a low at $12 from 19.99. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see if we can get down there. And we're just talking, we're not really paying attention to it. I look over, I'm like, oh, damn, it's trading at 12.30s with a 12.24 low. Like, is the move done? I don't know, but it's definitely selling off. It went to that next level, level to level from that 13.50, a little bit of a consolidation all the way down to 12 already. So I'm curious to know, yeah, sure, whatever. Kind of missed that whole a full point on a $13 ticker. That's fine. What's the next trade? Maybe it'll show up on top of that 12 off of the open, or like we said, it's been selling off. Maybe like all the longs are underwater from a multi-decade time frame. So maybe if we see the bid getting smashed on the SSR name, we might have some direction going forward, maybe into the in and around that $12 mark. But let's see, 12 is just that wick on a higher time frame. I think. I don't think I can pull back that far on like an hourly chart. But again, if you go back and look on a daily, you can see further back, all the way back. Let me just quickly go right here. Look at that, boom! That very, very strong day that gets bid up right here. What is that? 28th October, 1997. Is the low right here, right on top of that 12. So a little bit of an interesting price action day from 1997 on WBA. So let's see if some of these levels hold. Support and resistance. See if it can take the test of time.
It make me excited, but it's just, it's not, was that World Cup?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the Euros, yeah.
4 a.m. last call in Toronto this weekend. Woo! Exciting. We're going to talk about Amazon, but there is, just to swing back to that India conversation we were having earlier this morning with Raheem, there is an IPO today in Toronto. CPR, you have the details there.
Yeah, there it is, Fabian, right here. CanPR Technology going to launch today on the TSX Venture Exchange under ticker WPR. Essentially what this company does, Brendo, it's a technology company that helps immigrants when they move into Canada, pre and post landing, as well as a lot of other financial stuff that you have to set up when you're here. So check this out, WPR launching today.
Yeah, sorry, WPR, not CPR. TSXV for anyone in the real trading family. Amazon, day highs here, session highs, just tested their 195 coming into play. That's not the right story. New China-focused, more economic type of app announced for Amazon. But PDD, maybe the bigger opportunity, PDD, JD, even Alibaba all downside big time here.
Yeah, PDD. We've all seen the chart on PDD lately. That's because of the Temu app is booming in popularity. Well, Amazon wants a piece of that, and they're launching a competitor app. So this is actually going to have direct delivery from China. So it's not going to be repackaged and sent out from one of the warehouses here, from Amazon warehouses in North America. No, it's going to take about 9 to 11 days to get from China into the US and Canada. So we'll have to watch how this does. And it's going to use Chinese sellers. The application for being an authorized retailer begins, Brendo, in the fall of 2024. So we don't have an exact launch date yet, but we know when they start doing some of the logistical planning.
PDD was the one that came out and said that they were going to target specifically the North American market end of last year. It is one of the worst off right now, 1.49% downside, but trying to bounce in the pre-market here for PDD, guys.
All right, so I'll probably only look at Amazon here today. I mean, I thought it would have been down a lot more than that. It'd only been down 1.4%. I actually think it's a buy. The market will struggle here today. I thought it would have been down lower, so the fact that it's not must mean that it's not, you know, so huge of a deal, but we'll wait to see if it comes through. Look, I wrote down Amazon 193. I mean, we nailed this stock yesterday, and we got into it late. It dropped into the 200 period, man, and Obi, we just bought this at 193, and then it ripped up to 194.50, you know, before, again, at the market. The market and closing balances have been really spicy lately. Like, that was 7 million shares there yesterday on close. So there's been some big sell and buy imbalances that hit the market near the end. So let's keep that in mind. That move stopped yesterday at 340, and it kind of got right back into where we are right now. That was yesterday's high, 194.50. I mean, we did touch 195, which is where we're at here. More importantly, this 194.50 area, that is also VWAP right here. So there is an opportunity to try to play it back into there. But for me, for right now, the Nasdaq's at 20,000. I feel like this is the most important thing here. We'll see if we can fade back in and find some support down here near 19.7, 19.970, which is where VWAP is. If we can pull that back in, then I feel like we would be able to get a 194 here on Amazon. And then my sort of load up zone where, you know, we'll make or lose our day on Amazon probably is if this 193 holds. If it holds, great. We should be able to capture this long. If not, then we'll get stopped out, and probably that bottom wick right there of 192.80 or so that came in yesterday that almost got us out of this play in the first place. We'll have to wait for that. But look, don't get FOMO, because yesterday this looks amazing. Oh, yeah. You know, you would have loved to buy it down here on this break, on all these breaks. But at the end of the day, this is where I made the money. It didn't come in until 3 o'clock when finally it hits the 200 period, and we just buy it right back up off of that. So, you know, you put these funny lines on here for reasons. That's a 200 period simple moving average on a 1 minute chart. So if we play that same play now, it's 194. So I really like the strength in Amazon. It's on the sticky note. It's one of the top 3 plays. So we have to make it there. We made them yesterday, and we wound up going 3 for 3 early. So let's see if we can do it again. But quickly on Amazon, because we still have Tesla. I didn't even realize we still
Yeah, no, Amazon absolutely wild yesterday, up over 4.6% here. Again, yeah, no, I like that. I like that 93 level, kind of a little distinct. That end of day consolidation holds there, and take a look at that. In the after hours and in the pre-market, that 193 is holding again, pushing for fresh all-time highs through that 195 level. 195.10's testing. So let's see if we can get a little bit of continuation on the leg that we had yesterday. But yeah, this is absolutely wild there. I did try to get a little short here underneath prior all-time highs at 191.70, but you can see that it just consolidated for over an hour and has continued that breakout and then pushing to that 195. So let's see what it has in store for us today. It's been on a bit of a trend since earnings, and you can see a little bit of technical action going on here as well. A little bit of downtrend, breakout, consolidation, leg up as well. So should be interesting going forward. Maybe that 200 is in the stars there for Amazon. Only about 5 points away. It did about 8 points yesterday. So if it's going to show any of that ferocity, I'll be looking out for that call of the wild on Amazon today.
Rivian annual shareholder meeting on right now. Just be aware they announced delivery numbers for Q2. A little bit better than expected, 13,000 to 13,300, above 10.2 was the expectation. 9.1 to 9.3 was the production guidance. That was below expectations. But again, Rivian shareholder meeting on Right now, there is a live stream on YouTube of this, so Rivian downside a little bit.
Yeah, Brendo, interesting look here. We'll have to hear about the $5 billion that Volkswagen invested. We'll also need to hear about the R2 and R3 delivery dates and their production target for the year, 57,000 for all of 2024. So we'll have to hear more information coming on that.
From the graphic they have on screen right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars they haven't uncovered for this presentation yet. They've already uncovered everything we know about at this point, the truck, the SUV, and the 2 new ones they announced earlier in this year, even the van. But there's 5 that they haven't uncovered yet.
We talked about this, I'm pretty sure it was Tesla before. I don't think I'm going too crazy there, but that's good news about Rivian. More options there. Look, we talked about it yesterday that it was a sell at $17, $18, and I can't believe that it's already down to 14. So I feel like that was definitely a missed opportunity for anybody that didn't get in on this name, up 50%. Shout out to some of the people that were messaging me that did wind up getting out. So that was a good play on that one. The countdown is now on. I'm not really looking at Rivian, but we will look at it now with what's been happening. I want to look at Walgreens Boots Alliance with only 4, 3, 2, and 1. NVIDIA's pulling back on a sell imbalance. So that was another thing here to watch out for NVIDIA. I wrote down a possible long down here near 123. So I'm going to put a bid if it does come in into 123 to try to catch an NVIDIA dip buy opportunity here. Being down 1 in a bit, we like to get NVIDIA when it's down, that's for sure, because it's been a real long stock lately. So we'll have to wait to see if it can break through maybe this 126 area. We're coming up to that rate now. We do have this bad wick. I'll have to clear that up, but that's 125.60 right there on NVIDIA.
Yeah, that Amazon just, I missed my fill there. I tried to hit in 195.19s, and yeah, it just slapped up real fast, up past that 195.5. So let's see where that's going right now. That strength definitely coming in from yesterday, pushing past prior day's highs, also all-time highs as well, now making some fresh ones. Let's see if that 196 comes in. But yeah, oh boy, that 95. I was like, all right, the bid is holding, the bid is holding. It tried to break a little bit below there, and couldn't really do too much in terms of hitting the bid there. Started holding, and I was like, all right, cool. Let's try to get along for that 196 test. But it's a good thing I canceled that order there, as we are right back down to that 195. Let's see what that 195 has in store for us. But like I said, maybe that 200 coming in potentially if we can continue that strength going forward today. But yeah, this 20,000 NQ has been an interesting level over the past few days there, and we are still chopping and churning in and around this level, 20,000 pushing up. Look at this pre-market kind of Globex trend happening here, both on the ES and the NQ. You can see that they've been trending up nicely there. Here comes that 196, only about 300 lots sitting there right on top of that 196. Oh boy, look at these pullbacks, Sean, all the way back down to 195.40. So it is getting slapped around. I might need to wait a little bit for that one there on Amazon. But if we can break back through prior day's low, look at that wick that's happening on the 15-minute chart. Only about 13 minutes left to print on that one. But yeah, look at WBA as well. We were talking about that 12 level being a bit interesting from 1997, and look at where the bid kind of comes in. The day low as of right now is just in and around that 12 teens, 1220s mark right now. So let's see what we have in store for that. 13, decent level, that pre-market consolidation happening at that 13 to 13.50 on WBA. Let's see if we can get there. There goes the NQ. Another push up into the highs right there. So let's see if the ES can kind of follow along in suit. But yeah, let's see. I don't really have too much there. I did like that Amazon long while it was there, but now that we're coming back into that 195 and shopping around,
check the board. What
okay, boom, right there.
Yeah, we're
195.
We're long Amazon right now.
I like that
position of the day, and it's only 20 cents in the money. It's not like this is going, but I'm just trying to share similar thoughts with Obi here. But the idea is that if we break, I'm looking to break this 50 period. We don't want to be in this name for too long. If we break through 194.50, that's kind of this bottom right there, then we'll be looking to get out of Amazon if that does come in. We just got, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Amazon, as we just put that money back into our pocket. We just bought 195 again down there right now. So again, a pretty decent move right there for Amazon. Let's see if it can get back up. The market seems to me fine. And obviously, we're above 20,000. I'm just surprised that Amazon's not going more than it already is. I have my eye on NVIDIA. NVIDIA's doing jack all. But what's going on right now is Apple. And Apple's trying to go again as well, up 1%. Man, oh man, did we miss this one. We talked about this yesterday. It got going real early, and it's still going right now. But look what's happening with Amazon, Obi. We get excited now, baby, because, oh boy, it is going to be, hopefully, your first dollar club winner as we go long at 195 again. So there it is on Amazon. Let's see if it can continue this move up here again. Man, I don't know. I like real Neil. I like fake Neil. I like real Obi, and that is for sure. So Obi is here in the building, and we are long that 195. Again, it's a sticky note idea, and it is right there for us right here, right now. And boom goes the dynamite as we get that 195.90 print. And by the way, ciao to everybody who is long on WBA. It did have a nice move. There was that play. We are waiting for VWAP. We're offering 13s as we speak. It did not come in for us, but there's the move down. It just went really from 1280 all the way down and still going, man. I don't know. This has been quite a nice move there for Walgreens to the downside. If you've been short, good call on that one. Down 22%, Obi.
A bit of a chase there. Again, that strength, that 195 showing up again, but still very, very choppy. I was like, all right, well, let's take this push into that 196. A little hasty taking 84s, but you know what? Not too much. Let's take more if it kind of continues. Again, as it starts to work, I do wanna delve a little bit deeper into this. And 196, there it goes, Sean. So nice little trade. That delivery came in real prime on this ticker here through that off that 195. That 195 holding and looking distinctly different right off of the open there. But we are kind of chopping and churning around this 196 as well. So we can't really get through as of right now.
Delivery was returned though.
Oh yeah, sometimes the delivery gets returned, but that's a good thing about Amazon. Like you can return
free returns.
Yeah, exactly. You can return it and then kind of their customer service is not too bad there, but definitely a prime push off of that 195 there as of right now. What's going on?
Definitely a prime example. That's a good one. Okay,
Really
so
into
look
the
at Walgreens, man. We just get a little piece right now. It looks like it wants to break O's right now. We are finally short. You can't get short this name unless you get it off the offer. We do have Boros here, so I don't have to pay for them. I don't necessarily want to be. It's not a huge position. I didn't even get filled that much. I'm going to get something out at ones just to see if we do get that pretty dramatic break here. So I am bidding ones to get a little bit out to see where this goes. But for right now, there it is. So now we'll see it breaking O's as there's a little bit of a bounce off there for Walgreens Boots Alliance there. Here comes the break. So there's nothing I can do about this. I can't see. Wow. Let's go. This is the face slapper of the day right there again. There's Walgreens. And you know, you're never too late to the party. We're already out at 2/3 of that one. But Walgreens Boots Alliance, there was a move back up through 12. So we got short again there at 12. I guess when we tried to punch it, it just came through. So now watch out for that retracement back up. Now I have to use the 50-period moving average here. So we could get a little bit of a bounce now that we've already clocked 12. What's next, right? So let's now try to play this technically and not necessarily with the momentum. We're going to wait for 1240 here. We'll get more in. Let's get something in around 1230, but we got to give it now at least back to something that we've tested before, the 50-period moving average. So let's give that a look back to 1250 now on Walgreens.
That back through 12 was quite intense there. So there was a stack on the bid just going through 12s, and then it just gets rocked, but it comes right back through for the rebid right there. So let's see how far that can get right there. So opening range high in and around that 1260s, 1280s. Amazon is still chopping around this 195 half, so I'm still watching it. I got my VWAP here at 195.25. 25s there. Let's throw up some moving averages right there to see if it'll carry on this pre-market trend that's been happening on the Amazon. But yeah, let us know what else you guys are watching there. Softy to the highs. I know Softy's also pushing all-time highs there. So Softy high day right now is 455. And Alphabet as well. Google to the upside. We know that it had quite an aggressive day on Tuesday and then consolidated all of yesterday. And now we're potentially going for that second leg towards those highs. 185s, 185 halves coming in on Alphabet there. So yeah, definitely some strength coming in. 126s on NVIDIA, and oh boy, is the spider pushing as well. So yeah, look at the ES is pushing that trip 5-0s right there as the NQs attempts to test the 2100. So 20,100 is what I mean. So it is rocketing up to that level right there. What's going on? Boom.
Look at this.
Nice
there it is
trade.
right there. We did it. We did it. We did it. No, we didn't do anything, but we did give you another one. Look at NVIDIA. The day high break right there, 125.50. Oh no, that was a $1 winner for Amazon and Obi. It's another one. There goes NVIDIA right now for $1 in the money right here. So, okay, 2 ideas, $2. Let's see if we can get going even more as we wait for Walgreens Boots Alliance. Was that a call for Adara? Then if it was, let's go.
Just be aware here, the Rivian meeting is still going on. They are mentioning AI now, saying that there's a way through their app. They have a customer service AI, so if there's any issues with the vehicle, you can find that out through there. Not reacting, the stock's not reacting much to this, but be aware, AI being brought up here with regards to RIVN and customer service, guys.
I mean,
Of course.
What is Rivian even doing? All right, let me just double check it right now. I don't want to be in this necessarily. Like, see, Rivian's going downside. Unbelievable missed opportunity for not selling there yesterday. But okay, so here we go, man. NVIDIA right now up. It just touched again 126, but then fell down in. So we got to watch out. That high was 126.40. Our best out is 126.30. So I'm just going to hold on to some of these. Walgreens is coming back into a sort of a flat position for us. We're short at 07 here. I do have a bid at 02. I believe I have a lot of bids out here. Yeah, 02. So let's see if we do crank into that level. Again, I'm just going to put in 03 as well for Walgreens as we watch out for Amazon, still nicely in the money here as well. But some of these names starting to fade out a little bit. This is high for the NASDAQ, man. I mean, if you're going to look back out, we're starting to make, this is not new all-time highs. We've been up here at 20,300, but here's the break right now. We're just resisting 100. So a breakthrough there, and then to take a line from my guy over here, oh boy, Obi, what might happen if we do break that 21,000 there on the NQs. But we're buying more NVIDIA if it dips too much lower than where we are right now. Oh, and by the way, cha-ching. Thanks, Walgreens, for helping me pay for my Amazon deliveries today, because there it is right now, a nice downside move as we are short now at 12.08 on Walgreens. We'll go 3 for 3 this morning.
Right back into that 195 there. There's 12 again on the Walgreens as well. But yeah, take a look at this. We're pulling back off of that 20,100 right there. So yeah, rips through that 20,000. Nice little extension leg happening. 20,000 to 20,100 there. Very, very aggressive on the NQ there. And yeah, look at Amazon coming right back into some of these pre-market levels there. So like I said, I'm going to give this some room. Definitely got to watch out for that one, but that 195 does still seem pretty interesting to me, so I'm going to stay a little bit patient with this one there. Definitely could have been stopping out a little bit early, but like I said, definitely want to build in to a little bit of more of a position here if it's going to continue and hold some of these pre-market levels, hold some of that pre-market trend as well. But again, we had a strong leg yesterday, so I'm asking myself, what is the probability that we just chop sideways and consolidate on the day today? We can see that again, Google did that a little bit. I know Softy did that a little bit as well, kind of pushing a strong leg, consolidating the next day, and then continuation maybe a couple days later as well. Apple with similar patterns as of recent as well. But yeah, a lot of tickers kind of pushing their all-time highs as of right now. Let us know in the chat what you guys are trading as well. We can quickly take a look at those. But yeah, Softy back at 455 there. And yeah, Google still holding highs quite strongly. 2 minutes left for this 15-minute to print here on Amazon, and it's looking quite nasty with that top wick being about a point away there. But yeah, I am looking for some chop here. Let's see how well this one goes. But yeah, no, I don't have too much else on watch. That $12 level on WBA still holding as of right now, so nothing too crazy going on there. I was looking for that $12 to come in, but like we said earlier, a lot of the move kind of happens in the pre-market, that strong flush into and below that 13 level happening very aggressively off of that earnings in the pre-market already. So maybe the move is done, maybe it's capitulation, it's strong volume coming off of the open as well. So I'm going to be patient and kind of reassess some of these price action moves there coming off the open. But yeah, let us know. A wrinkled hippie saying Dell, NVIDIA, and DNUD. Okay, cool. Let's take a quick look at Dell. Sharif is cracking up on that one. It is a funny name, I guess. But yeah. Definitely something to be watching there. But yeah, look at Dell. Dell is pushing up, I guess, alongside with the ES and the NQ there, pushing into some prior highs at that 142 level. What's up, Adair?
Keep an eye on GeoVax here, GOVX. This one near high days, up 75%. Lots of social media attention on X over the last few minutes. We also have a market cap about $5 million. Float of about 2.5 million shares, 5% short float. No news on this one right now, but last week we had some positive news getting a award to conduct a new study for its COVID-19 vaccine candidate. So GOVX on watch here, guys.
All right. Okay, so some stuff's been happening. I mean, look at Walgreens just keeps going down, so that's going to be a nice one. Amazon, we got a great fill. So we got long down here into that bottom, so we just got long at 75. So we've been getting some out here for more profit. And we're long back in for NVIDIA, of course, as NVIDIA drops right into VWAP. So we do like that fill. We don't have 125 clean. Actually, we do. We have 125.05. Was that what it was? My bad, I have so many fills. 125.05, yes. So there it goes. Now it's starting to go back up to the upside right now. Nicely done there on NVIDIA. Let's see if we can hold that. That looks like it wants to work out for us and work out for us pretty well right now. Wow, okay. Really happy with this NVIDIA reload. So we won't be shy about that. That was a good trade there. And we've learned our lesson about shorting their NVIDIA. There's Siri that I was in before. Walgreens Boots Alliance still making new lows right now. And by the way, we're in that one. And if you're not on the sticky note right now, then you may not, or you may have some chicken dinner winners. But right here, again, we're 3 for 3 today, Obi. You know what? Our number one trade is short Walgreens. That's 25 cents in the money now, huge. NVIDIA is our next trade. We're into that one. That's going to be my P&L number. No, not really. And then Amazon right there is my P&L number one, as that is the other long that we're in right now. So try to find some strength in some of these names, but we don't want to, again, just let some of these profits just sit there and then eventually, you know, rot. We have to use some of these ideas now to get out. So Amazon's back to the 50-period moving average. We'll take another out right there. We will wait to see if it gets back to VWAP. And again, you'll see Obi and I with different styles, which is what the best part about all of this is. All right, there goes Walgreens again. Nice little downside move. And then NVIDIA, we just touched out again, and look at that out that we took in the 60s. That's a nice top right there at 125.80. So, you know, this one, I'm going to hold on to a little bit more. I don't think there's ever been a problem with holding on to longs for NVIDIA, especially if this market does want to get through this 20,100. So far, so good. Miss A's a busy one.
Crypto miner here on watch. Hot 8. This one trading higher here, being added to the Russell 3000. Also getting a price target increase from Canaccord Genuity from $14 to $22. Currently trading about $16.60 for HUT, guys.
Okay.
I liked HUD. I owned that one for a minute there, and I'm out of it now, but that was a good one. So, anyways, I'm just going to tweet about this Walgreens Boots Alliance. You're still on Amazon. Is there any other names you're potentially looking at?
Not really. I guess, again, I had on my in-play list, I had Amazon, Google, Tesla, Moderna. I guess I haven't really taken too close of a look at that one. It had a strong sell-off yesterday. I guess Rivian, Whirlpool with that potential buyout rumor, and also CCL earnings day 3. So I kind of had some of those on watch, so we can quickly kind of go over some of those as of right now. But yeah, no, Dell kind of still holding some of its highs there. A lot of volume churning in and around this 195 on Amazon there. So I'm going to be a little bit more patient with that one, chopping just underneath that VWAP and some of these pre-market consolidation lows as well. But yeah, let's take a quick look at Rivian. Rivian kind of coming down as well. CCL earnings day 3. We can see that off of earnings, it is holding quite a strong trend. And then Quadunk off of the open, getting rebid as well, just on top of this prior prior day consolidation low, midday consolidation low, whatever you want to call it there. Let's take a quick look at Whirlpool as well. Whirlpool, again, pop, drop, and kind of sideways as of right now, so nothing too crazy. mRNA, this is the one from yesterday. Very, very strong sell-off to the downside there, doing some RVol and doing some more in the pre-market right now, and attempting to push potentially lower as well as it rejects that opening range high on this 15-minute. Let's see what the 5-minute opening range is right there. So as of right now, it attempted to push on this 5-minute candle there with only about 1 minute left. We are pulling back a little bit there. So kind of that 5-minute opening range break, interesting stuff indeed. But yeah, you can see the NQ and the ES taking a little bit of a breather as well. And yeah, that WBA seems to be selling off as of right now there, Sean, below that 12 mark. But as I say that, maybe a little bit of a bid coming right back in on that ticker. So I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Let's see how the 15-minute and the half an hour and the hourly candles print relative to that 12 mark, and I'll be more than willing to kind of get involved with that one. Again, it doesn't move as aggressively as some of these other tickers. Let me pull up the tape for you guys here on that so you guys can take a look at that as well. So yeah, 1188's happening right now, but the stack of volume that was happening in and around that 12 mark, again, a little bit interesting as well, and we're trading below that. So the short idea, Sean, definitely it seems like that's the one that's been working as of right now. Amazon still churning this 195. Let's take a quick look at Apple. Apple makes a high of 215.73 and pulling back through the open there quite aggressively as well. But Softy is perfectly fine. Amazon pulling back a little bit as well. Alphabet holding its highs as well. So NVIDIA kind of just sideways chopped still. So nothing too crazy going on there. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I mean, the same stuff. We did get that bottom there on WBA. I was looking to get some more. There we go. We got some more NVIDIA right now, but I'm watching out for this 50-period moving average. If we break below 124.50, which is coming in right now, we're long at 124.90 right now. So let's just be careful with some of these plays as we'll get some out. We'll see if it can come back up. There it is. A little bit up through 125 now would be nice. If we can get that play. We still want to be able to try to hold this in case it does go. We have talked about, potential dip down in here for Amazon. It's coming right. Oh, I have the wrong price as an out for Amazon. Oh, we just got out of Amazon. It's down into the 200-period moving average. This is actually a buy here, not an out, so I got to punch back in. We had the wrong stop. It should be 194 here on Amazon as it pushes back into the 200. So, yeah, we're just trying to hold on to some of these longs here as the market does push off that 20,100. We did mention that, so a little bit of a pullback, something to be expected here. Let's see if we can hold. Did not mean to punch out of Amazon. So this is a new position, but I guess we'll take that L on that. We're still up on it, but new position here on Amazon off the 200 period if you're not in yet. I do like this one. What's up, Adara?
On Solana here, if you're into these crypto names, nice move up here, about 7% on the day right now for SOL USD. This one up here is Van Eck is filing for the application for the first U.S. Solana ETF with the SEC to hopefully launch an exchange-traded fund for Solana. Van Eck filing for this here. Just keep an eye on SOL for following crypto, guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
that thing
is
don't want
very
to be
liquid.
SOL if you don't trade that one. So you got to get into that one right there. Solana, I'm in that name. We will find out what the average price for Solana is very, very soon. So just quickly here, we bought some more NVIDIA down here. We just sort of talked about that, and we're buying more. What we're supposed to be getting out here? Yeah, if it breaks below 40s, we are out now. So we just tried another long there for this, but it looks like we are going to get stopped out here, which is fine. That's fine. I mean, we took our profit. This is another name where we got hit on Tuesday going short NVIDIA. And just averaging into because we didn't believe in that kind of a play there. But today, I'm not going to do the same thing. I do believe in the long. We had written down 123 for the long. We were playing it off of VWAP. It was really good early. We did talk about that. 124 is the bottom. So maybe, I mean, do we want to, we could try it again here. I just feel like when I'm trying these kind of levels at these plays, like my stop is just right here. So I feel very comfortable taking a 25-cent hit here and just trying to make something back. There it is, especially. So if it pops up, so we're long at 20s, we just get it out, some out there at 40s. So worth the risk to try to hold this back in for the long. So I mean, just talking a little bit about what we did there on NVIDIA. Let's see now if it wants to pop through. So again, fell into the pre-market. We tried VWAP, didn't work. We tried the 200, didn't work. Instead of just absolutely layering into this thing, let's punch out, reassess, look at some more levels and get that money back. So hopefully we could do that. And then here's Amazon. We did take some pieces out there. That was a mistake. So I talked about that. That was a keystroke. I couldn't get over there and cancel my stop in time for Amazon. And we should have been buying more at the 200, not selling more. It's a name that we like. And until something changes dramatically, I still think we want to be long on Amazon. So let's wait to see if we can get down to that 194. But other than that, I like that play. And then here's NVIDIA. I'm going to take one more piece out at 47, although I just offered it and it went down. If we can get one more fill here on end, there it is. Now we'll hold the rest. So now we're out of we're out of 40% of this, no, more than that, sorry. We're out of 65% of this. I took more shares than I thought. 65% of this name right there on a 1-to-1 basis. So now let's hold for a much bigger move higher here.
Amazon coming right back up to that, I guess we threw up a moving average there, an 8 moving average on the 3-minute. We are blasting right back through that, 195 coming in. So a lot of volume was churned at that 195, a little bit of point of interest in my opinion there. But yeah, so it kind of reclaims there. And VWAP is in and around that point as well, just above that 195, 195.13. So like I said, didn't have everything that I wanted, started way too early, but kind of comes right back in and I get most of what I want in and around the prices that I like as well. Kind of giving it some room there. I got chopped up on this a little unnecessarily yesterday. I liked the trade that I did have. It's just I kind of didn't give it necessarily the risk that the risk that it deserved, I guess, there. But 195 reclaiming right back into VWAP, 195.13 happening as of right now. So this consolidation from the pre-market showing up once again. Let's see what we do in and around VWAP there. You can see the NQ again, kind of pulls back off of that 20,100, comes into that 20,000, and then has a little bit of a pickup right back into about 20,050 mark right there. So yeah, 195 pulling back again. Let's see that VWAP getting a little bit crushed as of right now. But yeah, let's stay a little bit patient. What's going on?
What was that pharmacy name that you and I talked about earlier that we definitely wanted to short?
It wasn't Shoppers.
Something about
CVS. Boots?
Oh yeah.
WBA.
Fabian just said Walgreens. Come on, Fabian. We're trying to play a game here. We know it's Walgreens, my guy. Over there it is. A nice move down for Walgreens as it just keeps on going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Let's see. We are almost out of this name. We only have, yeah, exactly. The boots belong on the feet, which is maybe where Oh, by the way, before we go, so we got some money back, and it was a good thing that we did there on NVIDIA. So we made a little bit back. We talked about getting out at 65%. We actually got one more piece out there as well. But look what happened. Touches the 200 and then drops again. So now, now we're starting to get a little bit of a better feel here for what NVIDIA wants to do. Market's still green, NVIDIA's way red, right? And so, by the way, Amazon holding out nicely, so that was good. And we had written down on here that we still like that NVIDIA trade, but it was definitely not one that, because I wrote down two areas. I wrote 130 short and 123 long. Nothing really about this in the middle. Micron did have a nice move up to 137. Again, some of those pre-market highs held one more time. So will the pre-market bottoms hold here at 134? That's yet to be seen coming in right now. But you know what? This name's still holding out real nice, man. And that's Amazon. Good trade. Yeah, good trade off there. And I'm getting, boom. Yeah, let's go. We'll take advantage of that one. Let's go, spin it. Right there, Amazon. Nice little trade there. I like that. How me and Obi are both looking at that. We're like, boom.
Bing, bang.
There goes the break higher for that one. Guess what? It's another $1 right there on Amazon as we did buy it off that bottom. It's too bad that we got stopped out where we did, but we were able to buy back the exact amount of shares at that exact price. The only problem is I should have loaded it up there instead of getting punched out. So I should have double or triple the shares. And you and I talked
same.
about
I bought some at 195s. You know, sometimes you see things you like. You're like, let's go shopping.
Yep.
196 is maybe a little bit there. 195s, I like that. Pre-market consolidation lows, 194 halves. I'm buying more a little bit there. Definitely not enough at the discount there. Through VWAP should be another entry. I'm looking back at it. I'm just like, all right, well, you know, maybe we test that 196, or maybe we just chop back around and come back through that 195. But the fact that we just broke through that reserve on the ask that was happening at 195, kept on knocking on the door, just underneath VWAP as well. So we know people are situated in and around that price as well. Knocks it out, goes right to VWAP, and now we're blasting in 195 halves. I like that. Let's see if we can bring that 196 back there. WBA still holding just underneath, just 10, 15 pennies in and around this this $12 mark. So maybe it just is just consolidating, maybe more to go. Like I said, it looked like a bit of significant price action when we looked back at the chart all the way back to 1997. There, a bit of a strong green day happening off of that $12 again split adjusted mark, but again potentially long-term players situated maybe in and around there, who knows, but support and resistance is what I'm looking at right there. 195 halves holding as of right now. Let's see if Amazon can show us some of that strength that it was having yesterday. Very, very aggressive to the upside, right? As you guys saw, let me just quickly pull the chart up right there.
in Apple.
What's going on with Apple,
I'll
Sean?
keep going, doesn't matter. No, I was just gonna say, I just want to let people know.
Okay, yeah. Sean's got a new position in Apple. What's Apple doing? You got my attention there with that one. Okay, so a little bit of a holding in and around some of yesterday. Okay, so talking about missed trades. Yesterday, Apple makes a double top
at 10 o'clock.
Okay. You know what? We'll hold off on that.
Why don't we go to Adair because we are right now spinning it, but we're not going to do it because we got to go over to Adair. A nice trade here for Apple. We're long at 214.20. What's up, Adair?
Just waiting here for that pending home sales month-over-month and year-over-year numbers to come in. Consensus estimate for month-over-month, 2.5%. Forecast, 2.3%. Consensus for the year-over-year number is going to be 2.5% as well. And the forecast is negative 4%. We're just waiting for this number to drop in here in a few seconds. Negative 2.1% pending home sales month-over-month. So this is lower than the consensus and forecast of 2.5% and 2.3% respectively. Just waiting on that year-over-year print. Year-over-year coming in at... I'm seeing the index here, 70.8%. It's going to be a little bit higher lower than the previous of 72.3. So for that main number month over month, much lower than expected, negative 2.1% versus the forecast of positive 2.3%. Bit of a bounce here for the SPY, slightly positive on the day right now. SPY and NASDAQ kind of similar moving right now. On the NQs, we are a little bit more positive, up about 0.4% of the day. A couple different names to talk about, including Micron. We had those earnings yesterday. A beat on both EPS and sales, but we had a little bit more inline expectations going forward. So MU continuing to chop and churn in this range here, down about 4.5% of the day. Rivian also on watch. Nice recovery here from lows. They're currently having their investor day right now, just discussing its internal hardware. They did, though, project Q2 vehicle production below the estimates there. So 9.1 to 9.3 thousand versus the expectation of 10.3 thousand. RIVN on watch. I'll let you guys know if I hear anything from that presentation, guys.
Oh boy.
Right here, guys. I'm proud to say it right now. It's trophies right here. So congratulations, Obi. And I just want to show you that both of us right now are right where we need to be, and it's two completely different styles. This guy's in the same name, Amazon. We've hit Apple, Amazon, NVDA, and Walgreens. Okay, so this just goes to show you how the different styles will affect the way that you trade. I mean, it's just like you got to get your own way, got to get your own style right now. So, yeah, man, let's share it right now, Obi. So we'll see what winds up happening. Actually, I don't want to keep it there because we'll nail it down. And these trades could turn against us. So I just want to tell everybody that based on what we're doing right now, we have $1.40 in the money right now on Amazon. Right there.
You have a great price
as
there.
well. And then we've got Apple that we just talked about. That's 50 cents in the money. So everything right now is working out pretty darn good. We got out of our last 5% or something of Walgreens when it breaks above $12. So everything working out today, but not completely blue skies. As NVIDIA, we did get stopped out there, but it's bouncing now. And there goes Apple, guys. There goes Amazon. It is absolutely fantastic. You know, another stock that's going upside now as well is Tesla. We've been calling $200 on Tesla for a minute. Looks like it's coming through. Get ready to hit that again. And Obi's talking about slapping that ask over here. So you know something's going to the upside. And it's a $2 winner for Amazon. What's up, Adara?
Just be aware here, we do have comments from Fed's boss, who wasn't initially on the docket to speak today from anything I'm seeing, but he's saying there could be a potential rate cut here in Q4. Also saying that there's, quote, plausible scenarios for more cuts, no cuts, or even a hike. So basically saying we're gonna have to wait and see for some more information. Be aware here, Fed's boss speaking, guys.
All right, yeah, Fed Bostic speaking. And yeah, Amazon just clipped that high right above 196 teens. I think 196 14 or something like that. No, I didn't get out just yet, but that aggressiveness through that 196. Again, you have players who are playing the break of the high there. Like I took that entry as well, but again, I'm a little bit slightly safer due to kind of getting some more in and around some of these levels. But yeah, getting an aggressive sell back through. But let's see where we go with this one there. Maybe it is potentially pulling back.
I only said that to you because look at that stupid fill that I have. 196.40.
Yeah.
Like it just goes to the point of how volatile. I mean, it was just as it was going. I'm just like, I'll get out at 50, you know, and then it drops $1. So you got to be very, very careful. There was some Fed speak that came out, as Adara was mentioning there. So let's watch out here for now a pullback into 195. I am going to buy more down here. So I'm going to take advantage, hopefully, of this dip and get some more in. So we're adding now to the winners. So there's Amazon. It's great. It is on here as a buy, so we definitely like that one. We've also put Apple in our pocket here a little bit as well. Got a nice out at VWAP. Let's see if that wants to go. Not as aggressive though as Amazon. Look at that dip buy there in Amazon. I mean, are you kidding me right here? Again, that has to be a hot dog cannon. We just bought 195.50s there on Amazon. I'm so glad to be sitting here with Obi. Again, you know, killing these trades here. And you guys are going to be in good hands. Obi going to be filling in for me for the next week. So Obi and Neil hopefully being able to put on just as good trades, just as good of a show. And we don't know what the trades are going to be like. It's the ideas, right? And I hope that you can, you know, appreciate these ideas that we've come up with here today and hopefully been able to make a little, whoa.
That wash was crazy, right?
We are in love with
Again,
this.
taking players offside both directions.
Yeah.
This is kind of what was happening yesterday. I was like, all right, well, you know what? If you're going to start behaving like this, I'm going to start tangoing with that price action there as well, giving myself a little bit wider space to work with the overall trend there. What's happening? DJ Dubs with the super chat printed $15 puts at 1360s this morning. At open, can I get a $1 club for options at Sean? Let's go. Congratulations, DJ Dubs.
DJ Dubs putting up those dubs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want. You just want to throw up those dubs. You know, that's it. Shout out to Woo, everybody that's out there, man. I mean, it's just like, you know, you gotta start playing the game. You know, not like Triple H style. You know, it's time to play the game. You a wrestling guy, Obi?
Not really. I remember like growing up, we used to watch like I guess, was it WWE, WWF?
It was, yep.
But yeah, my parents didn't really appreciate me watching that. But it was good. I remember the funny guy. What was that guy? Like he had like a
There's so many.
Oh, it was funny. As a kid, I thought it was like hilarious. It was like Rafiki or something. Like he'd put guys in the corner and kind of, you know,
yeah, he had that
do some
butt,
stuff.
He had the butt, face to butt.
Yeah, that was so funny as a kid. Whenever I saw that, I was like, that's hilarious. My parents were like, what is this? What is this degeneracy that you're watching? But you know, fun stuff nonetheless. 196 happening as of right now. Chop and churn. Let's see. Maybe poised for a little bit of a pullback. I got the 8 moving average here on a 3-minute sitting at 195.50s. Let's see if we can pull back off of that. We did pull back off of that. Came in. I added a little bit more. And we're holding this 196 as well. So it seems like that strength from yesterday, a little bit of a continuation. Maybe we don't chop around today. Maybe we don't consolidate. Maybe we just slap up to the upside there. But yeah, other than Amazon, I don't have too much going on. But yeah, that news with the whole they want to do a direct shipping from China. I think they're grasping quite a large market there. A question becomes, what's going to happen to all of the sellers who already do that on Amazon? Like they source from China and then they resell on Amazon. If Amazon's going to take up that niche as well, they're capturing that market share as well. So it's like, all right, cool, more money for Amazon. Maybe not the best for I guess resellers on third-party resellers on Amazon, but it is what it is. Amazon's always trying to make more money and give us that prime delivery. I wonder what deliveries are going to be like, right? So coming straight from China, I know that usually if I ever order anything straight from there, they've actually gotten much better with it. It's coming in like 2-3 weeks. So I'm like, you got to plan it out. Be like, all right, if I'm going to plan ahead, right? But yeah, no, it should be interesting going forward.
In a society of such convenience, will it work with those kind of delays? Just something speaking out loud. I would think it would work. And you know, if you're going to bet with any company as far as figuring out logistics, other than Costco or something like that, you're probably in the right spot with Amazon for that. Okay, so missed opportunity, obviously, with NVIDIA. We talked about it. Apple's getting a little spicy for me right now. We just bought some 214s again right here, and it's coming back in. So it's not, you know, we thought that it was stronger today. It was right off the jump. It really started going. I want to look back at Tesla because that was a name that was going, and we want to look also. There's been some people asking for our looks on GameStop, so we will do that in a minute. I'm just making sure that I have the stops set up here. So Apple breaking through 213.75 is where we kind of want to stop this trade. It's come back into there. That's 213.75. That is that breaker 19 level down there at the bottom. So if we break through that, we don't want to be in there too long. So we'll put another bid here at 213.90 or so and see if we're able to catch something there for Apple. But hey, if it wants to get bid back up, we're here for that. We also noticed something similar there, that there might have been a buyer and a seller at the same time on Amazon. Like when it broke 196, it really got bought up there. But then I wonder if the exhaustion happened, and there really hasn't been any green candles since that break of 196. So
I haven't seen any like you said, volume either, right?
So it's like I took the opportunity there to get some out, and now we have a very small piece, under 10% left of Amazon. So we just have that reload left. I do want to get some more of this name.
Gotta get more.
You know, this is not something where it's like I'm want to be done with Amazon by any stretch. And there's Apple, so we take another fill for Apple right there up through 214.20. Now I'm feeling comfortable now to try to hold some of these plays. I feel like these longs could still be good, right? I mean, you're still above the 50, you're still above VWAP. So let's play strong names long. So that's what we want to do right now. I don't really want to mess around with the shorts yet until we get back up to 20,100, I would think.
Yeah, I think that's a good reference point to go off of. We are consolidating within 50% of the leg on the NQ there, and yeah, 196 still chopping and churning. So maybe we're just waiting for that confluence with the market and some of the sector as well. But yeah, everything taking a little bit of a breather as of right now. Yeah, so. Just gotta make sure I manage this well here. But as we hold 195.80s there, and VWAP being in and around where is it at? VWAP being in and around 195.27s as well. 196 is holding quite well, pushing for some fresh highs there. So let's take a quick look at that one there. 196 holding. Here we go. Maybe some fresh highs there. 20s coming in. What is the high a day? 196.40. 3 is the high a day. There it is. Look, this is what I mean by a little bit of confluence. That NQ candle on the 15-minute goes red to green, and then we get that strong bid coming right back in to Amazon. Let's see if we can get to that 197. Like I said, we are not that far away from 200 on Amazon, and it'll join the 200 club. We know that Apple recently got there. We know a few other tickers that recently got there. But yeah, Sean, this is absolutely wild action there.
Okay, so we wrote earlier on here, right? We wrote Palantir. I like the name, but it's getting hit here. Finds bottom and take a shot. Got to take a shot on Palantir. We even wrote down in here, getting hit, but it will bounce. Palantir, it will bounce. We wrote that down. It was a name that we liked. I'm going to look at CCL in a minute and back over to GameStop. So let's look at Palantir. What did we write down? Getting hit, it will bounce. Palantir will bounce. Palantir will bounce. I mean, Palantir is straight up all day right now. So we have to watch out. By the way, Apple's trying to go. So Apple right now, 30 cents, trying to get higher. Yeah, so some of you guys in the chat there saying, what are we doing with Palantir? I mean, yeah, we missed Palantir. Wish we would have just looked at it. Now I feel like we got to play for a pullback into VWAP. So 24.50, 24.60. I like the 25 break. That could definitely be something. We saw what happened when Amazon tries to go and Apple and all these names break levels. Why can't Palantir break 25? I mean, it can. Just looking here at but see, 25 is not like that significant. That's kind of the problem. It's more like this 25.20, get that gap fill going on. But we are right here right now. I mean, you can play that. What is that? Yeah, 24.50. Yeah, 24. Okay, 24.60 now for Palantir. Let's put some bids there. We missed that Amazon reload. Well, we got the Amazon reload, but we missed this huge move up. This is the last time we got out was right here, so I'm going to let it go because if we get out again, then I'll be like, why did we get out of so much? But we already are out of most of our Amazon. Just checking back in on Walgreens Boots Alliance. Good out for that one, so hot dog cannon on that. We are out of that way. And we learned our lesson yesterday. Remember, like Rivian long, boom, was huge early. Robinhood was huge long early, and then we got out of it. Here's GameStop. So again, that 25, we talked about that yesterday into yesterday's afternoon trade, where it couldn't break above that $25 mark. We basically got there again. 24.85 is close enough for me when you're trading a name like GameStop. So again, back to the 200 period, right? Buy the dips. GameStop strong. Market down. ES flat. NASDAQ up 0.3. So, you know, it's not like this is carrying the day here. It's just GameStop up 1 and a bit. I like that name, as well as Carvana. I mean, when I'm trying to think about better names that I think can be squeezable, I like Carvana just as much as GameStop. I mean, this level right here, trying to go back upside as well. Breaking through that 134. Carvana up 4 and a bit percentage points here. So,
yes, sir.
You know, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Walgreens. And look at that play back in on NVIDIA. Looks like we will get stopped out near the bottom of the day, which I'm happy with that. You can see my demeanor has not changed. And it's just because we had to have our rules. It broke through the pre-market bottom. We've sat there and given back way too much money trying to guess on NVIDIA. I'd rather just been right. When it breaks that bottom, it's trying to tell me that it wants to go lower, so I get out. End of day right there on NVIDIA, and pretty happy about it. I'm going to take another advantage of this, move up and get some more out of Apple. I am now waiting at the 50 period, which is 50 cents. So we'll see if we get a higher move up there for Apple.
Yes, sir. So kind of starting to chop and churn above this 196 as of right now. That 196 hold, absolutely beautiful. Continuing to go. Look at that NQ move right through that 20,100. Let's keep going. I got some out of the chase shares that I took initially on the push into 196, and then when it pulls back in to 196 and holds, kind of reload for that churn there. And let's see how well 196 holds as of right now. It seems like we're poised for a little bit of a pullback, but we shall see. 196.20 is coming in with the market this strong, pushing right back through that 20,100. Oh boy, is Amazon going to continue trending or not? That $12 mark on WBA has held and popped back up there, Sean. So it is coming into that VWAP. I am watching it quite closely. Let's see if we can get that 197 on Amazon. 196 halves coming in right now. Let's see what some of the other constituents are doing. Softy fresh highs as well. 456 coming in on Softy. Alphabet as well. 186 is the high as of right now. Amazon pushing highs. Apple, not as much. Kind of sideways chop on that one. Apple, NVIDIA, maybe not. I guess the main focuses of trend today, but still kind of chopping and churning, sideways range, so maybe a different kind of trade happening on those ones as of right now. But yeah, this 196 level is holding. Let's see if this halves. Can we print the quarter? Can we get to the half? And can we get to the half, which we just did, and print the 75s? That's always the question I'm asking. 60s, right to 65s right now. Let's see if we can go to 75s right there. I feel like an auctioneer almost on these prices. But yeah, we got a bidder at 196 and some change as of right now. But I'm going to stay a little bit patient. let's see what we do. Look at that pullback back through that 20,100. So yeah, maybe we're poised for a little bit of a pullback as well. But again, holding trend as of right now on Amazon. Oh boy, is this a crazy, crazy move off of what we saw at that 195. A lot of chop and churn, a lot of volume going through, pulls back in, holds this pre-market level. Let me pull up a chart as I'm talking about it as well. Look at that pre-market low right there. We can see that bid kind of come in right before the open at the 925 candle. So you can see potentially off of that imbalance that comes in the pre-market right there, holding that level, grabbing that level, that consolidation low, and then pushing up towards some fresh highs as of right now. 196 coming right back in. So yeah, maybe we are poised for a little bit of a pullback there, Sean. What do you got going on?
So I just got long on Google, but I don't think Google just broke there. Well, now it did break. So now we're going to go long on Google. So yeah, I'm just loving all your talk there about what this market's doing. I don't know if we found another one here or not, but we'll punch long on. Well, Google just breaks lower. I wanted to, so we're going to have to hold on to Google for just a minute. I wanted to look at Apple because Apple was just cruising, and we get that VWAP trade. So yeah, let's just go a little bit of diamond hands for holding out for that. But here's the pullback in for Apple. So I don't know, man. You mentioned it going a little bit sideways. So we are taking some outs here on that, and I'm not going to average in on it. This is not a name. I'd rather focus my time on an Amazon, on a Google, something that is relatively strong and not really work. I guess I can cancel my Palantir dip by a 24 right now. But yeah, I'd rather just focus my time and energy on those names. But we still are going to try Apple. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to cancel that Apple. If it breaks the low, let's get out of that one and just focus right here. So, okay, so Google's trying to go. Let's see if it does. That's three times now that it has gotten faded off of 186. So it got hit there, bounced back. But then this is the thing. Test VWAP, then goes again. I thought on the second time around that we had a great chance to go. I'm getting my motivation from my guy beside me here who punches long through 196, 195, like big key levels. So maybe Google.
You gotta go shopping sometimes.
Exactly.
You know?
So yeah, exactly.
Amazon.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. You did some great work there. So now let's see here if we can somehow come up with a winning formula for Google as well. So it didn't really break. Like I'm long here at 186. So let's see if it gets up. Maybe we'll take that 10 cents if that's available for us as well. So right now, all good here on Google, but needs some work to get through those levels. Apple breaks, but we did not reload it. Apple's a positive name for us. So again, sense that there's something wrong there, and let's get out. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to get out of a piece of Google if I can here at 89, sorry, just because if Apple's going to fade out that way, like it just did right here, all the way to the downside, then maybe there's something going on that I don't realize. So let's watch out for some of these tech names. I see Amazon still working. Oh, you're out.
Yeah, I just got out. I mean, you know what? It's kind of spending some time here. I'm more than willing to get back in a little bit later there, but again, coming into what? It's like 10:20 right now.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm not going to make that call, but take a look at the NQ, right? So the NQ just slapping right back down through that 20,100. But again, Amazon could do its own thing, right? Amazon can definitely kind of continue trending. It's holding the eight moving average here on a lower time frame. I'm looking at the 1 minute, the 3 minute as well. Maybe not the 1 minute as much, but yeah, I guess no, it is kind of holding on the 1 minute as well. But like 196, we were talking about a lot of volume churning off of that one. But before that, we're going to go to small cap recap with Adara.
Let's do this.
Russell 2000 breaking down a little bit here at that previous area of support just below 201. We'll have to see what this one does. Currently up on the day, but again, like as I said, struggling to get sustainably above that 201 level as of right now for IWM. Some names to watch out here include GeoVax, GOVX. This one up over 100%. Not seeing any catalyst today, but there's lots of social media attention. We have about a $5 million market cap. Float of about 2.5 million shares, and last week some positive news related to its COVID-19 vaccine candidate, so GOVX. We also have KALA, Kala Bio here. This one up over 40%, announcing a $12.5 million private placement. Last but not least, HUT8, HUT. This one is a small cap below $2 billion market cap, being added to the Russell 3000 and also getting a price target increase here to $22 from Canaccord Genuity. So crypto name here on the small cap recap, guys.
All right, thank you.
You want a coffee?
No, I'm good for now. 196. So I did kind of get back in there with, again, relatively less. I do want to build in. Again, the idea is if this is going to kind of continue to push and the NQ is going to hold some of these levels, maybe we do get a test of that 200 mark there. We're only about 3 points away. Amazon did 8 points yesterday. If we're going to have a little bit of a continuation move today, then maybe we are poised for a little bit of a test there. Whoa, careful there. But 196, 197 coming in as of right now, only about 20 pennies away. Did I sell everything too soon? Absolutely. I do got to get much better with that. But again, we got back in. That's the decision I want to make there. 197 happening as of right now. Only about a quarter away, 20 pennies away. Yeah, you guys can see the tape. Nothing too crazy. The book is not that thick as of right now, but let's see if there it comes. 197, wow. Only about 160, 170 lots.
Oh yeah.
Why can't I hold, Sean? Why can't I hold?
Why can't you hold? Look, Obi
Come
right
on.
now. You've never. I mean, Obi
gotta get
right
good.
Now, how many times?
It's very clear.
Obi is the one with this today. Obi is the one. So great trade, Obi. Do not, please.
No,
well,
not yet.
Second guessing in hindsight.
Not yet.
You know.
Nowhere close.
Good, baby.
Nowhere close.
No. It is close, man. We're close.
197. Let's see if we can take it
look,
right through this one right here.
The idea is what I'm trying to get at here is, you know, all of these stocks, and this is the thing about this, and people that trade around here and trade, you can use this unlimited amount of shares on any of these names. So it's just a matter of, you know, on the ones we're trading today, the liquid ones, right? So it's a matter of trying to figure out the patterns, trying to figure out the names, and then just taking advantage of them. You know, so it's like, this is why today we have written on here, Palantir. We didn't look at CCL, WNBA, WBA, Walgreens, NVDA. Too many numbers here, letters. And Amazon. Oh man, good thing my vacation's coming tomorrow. But at the end of the day, it's you got to trade what makes sense to you. And, you know, Amazon did, so that was great. Congratulations on that. We also have these reloads as well. Like that reload, I was like, okay, we're going to come into VWAP at 195.50 again. So there it is right there, 197 top, 06, and I see that you already got out. So
yeah, I got out. I was like, yeah, that 197 kind of pulls right back in.
You got out there, and then now when this thing goes to 199, you're going to be like, oh man, I got out.
No, I got to buy the dip. Let's see if it...
Exactly, you got to take advantage. Thank you, Randy, for all of that. Rivian pulled back huge from yesterday, man. It was up to $17, $18 here. Yes, no, it did not, but it's at 200. I'll look at Tesla in a minute, but look at Rivian today. You know, huge move yesterday up to $17, $18 on that Volkswagen, and then all the way back down here today. No, Tesla's been a hot minute for this trade today, too. All the way to 198.50. We already said that we really like the way this looked on the daily. Really sort of barcoding here with support on the 50-period moving average. The cup and the handles formed right here. Now you're starting to break up higher into the 200-period, Randy, and I like 205, 206. So if we can get up to there, 210, then I think maybe it turns around, which is only now 5% or so away. Give this $10 on 200, and you're right there. So yeah, I love that one too. All right, back over to Google. Google breaking lower. We did talk about getting some out there as Apple really fell on its face. So we had sort of thought that maybe something was going on. I do want to buy a little bit more here now that I see that this is at 50, so I'm kind of glad that we looked at it. I'm also bidding down at 30s as well. May not get down there. Let's put on something smaller at 56. We just bid 56 there. That's right where the 50 period is, and then we want to try to get something at VWAP, and then honestly a break of 185, and we'll get out. I mean, I don't want to buy all of the dips, but we'll see if this one wants to work out as we got out of 40% of this trade already. Let's see if it gets higher. And I want to get longer on this too. If we could take out the high again of 186.10, we'll punch longer on Google to play the momentum back. So I don't necessarily think we're over and done yet with Google.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of, I saw Chef Joe in the chat saying, Obi, ride the 9 EMA on Amazon and you will not get out. Yeah, I got a similar idea going on there on Amazon.
What time frame?
Yeah, exactly. What time frame? But before we kind of continue that, we're going to pass it back to Dara.
Keep an eye on Destiny Tech 100 here, DXYZ. This is the company we were talking about a little bit in early April. They hold a lot of companies that are not publicly traded, including SpaceX. Right now, we have some traders circulating these rumors that SpaceX evaluations could be higher than expected. $1,112 per share in its tender offer, which valued the company at $210 billion. So some positive SpaceX talk, bringing DXYZ up about 20% right now, guys.
Yeah, we were just talking
About the
there's so
Amazon
many different
EMA
names.
hold.
There's so many different names to look at. So, all right. Okay, you're flat, so we're still in Amazon, but again, we're gonna
looking for the
try
reload,
to let
man.
that go. Google just comes back up.
wick dance, though.
We get some more out here at 1. This is basically a flat trade. It is a loser. It's at 186. It's at 186.01 right now. I'm taking longer here if we break above 186.10. I just wanted to make sure we were right on this. You know, the market could have failed pretty badly there. It did break through 2010 again there, 20,100. 2010 with a 0, and then came back in. So that was a good hold. So now, you know, I think we can play strong names again. So, and there we go again. It does fade out. So we did take some out. I don't know. Trying to buy dips here on Google. Not as convinced on this one. Doesn't have the strength of the legs, really, maybe, that an Amazon has. Let's just check back in on GameStop real quick to see if anything's happening there. No. Some people talking about Reddit. I haven't looked at this in a while. I did like $60 on Reddit. One name I liked too bad I missed it. Walmart's been having a good little run there, 68 and change. We can definitely look at that. I like Walmart as a buy. I don't know why I thought about Walmart when I thought about Reddit, but it was because $60. So $60, I think, on Reddit is a good one. And yeah, look, man, it looks like we might have been right on Google again to get something out up near that high there. So Altimmune is what I believe Adara was mentioning there. ALT right here, starting to move around. New York Post article about the new weight loss drug might be better than Ozempic? Okay, so we'll find out more about this one coming through. So here goes Altimmune with a nice move back up to the upside, buying dips here off of $6. It looks like traders have been doing. What's up, Adara?
So this is Altimmune. I was just going to pull this one up here. ALT. Worth noting as well, this does have a short float of about 32.6%. Again, circulation of this New York Post article basically hyping up this ALT stock here and with regards to his weight loss drug. So Altimmune, weight loss name to the upside, guys.
All right.
Bouncing off.
Yeah, a little bit of move on ALT. I know Sean's watching that right now.
Let me just, before I give it back to you, let me just check the short float on this because people are probably wondering about it.
Yes.
So huge, man, 33% short. So huge short float here on Altimmune. So yeah, watch out for that. A nice move up into 660 and change. So ALT definitely something to look at. I believe pullbacks into here is a great trade. 640, 650 levels that weren't breaking. Now you get the article. So let's see what winds up happening here with Altimmune definitely on radar. Now ALT back to 640, probably worth a shot. I'm going to put a bid there.
Yes, sir. So people in the chat talking about Pan W moving. So I did pull it up there. Let's see how much volume it's doing on the day today relative to the average daily volume. So average daily 30-day volume is about 3.9 almost, and it's done about 1.07 right now with it being 10:30. So yeah, a little bit of a flush, a little bit of a pullback, strong pullback happening on Amazon there. So I did kind of get in and chase that 197, and then I was like, okay, I saw some distinctly different price action up through the 197. I was like, nope, I'm gonna get out right there. I definitely should not have punched out of everything on that pullback of 196 halves, because I'm like, this is starting to look like it's finished, and then it slaps up another 50 pennies before it finishes, or before it kind of pulls back in more aggressively than it has been before. And yeah, definitely some of that trend is breaking as of right now. So we are kind of breaking those the eight moving average that we were holding earlier. So poised for a little bit of a pullback. Still VWAP we're still trading above VWAP. So I still kind of want to look for that trend to continue. But we're going to go over to Adara for crypto first.
We're going to be talking some crypto, but first we did just get that EIA natural gas stock change number coming through. So 52 BCF was the actual number, slightly below the consensus of 53 BCF and the previous number 71 BCF, so slightly lower here. For following these oil names, that is the natural gas stock change EIA. Let's take a look at some crypto. We do have to talk about Solana here. Nice move for SOL. Van Eck, this asset manager here, filing for the first Solana ETF application here in the US. This is actually 6 days after we had a similar launch in Canada. So interesting look here for Van Eck and Solana. Bitcoin here is also, of course, one to take a look at. We did have a little bit of a move up here on that chart. Just going to pull this up. We are pushing higher here above that 60 2,000, but still below the wicks we've had, the highest wicks we've had in the last few days, which should be around 62,500. So trying to make a bit of a higher move here, but running maybe into a bit of trouble at the 62.5 level on the daily chart. Right now we're at 62.2 for Bitcoin, up about 0.8% of the day. Ethereum quite a bit stronger, up about 2.5%, well above that 3,400 level. Solana, of course, doing very nicely above 150. The rest of these crypto-related names are going to be a little bit more mixed, a little bit more subdued. Dogecoin here up about 1%, Ripple up about 0.5%, Avalanche here up about 7%. So lots of different trends here we're seeing in these crypto names today, guys.
All right, so we were just talking about that wicking that 20,100 there, and then the pullback. So that's why, you know, good outs there, obviously, and good outs on Google. We did average back into that just a little bit right here into Google. So we'll see if we can make something happen now. Again, we don't need to make anything happen. Let's just see if there is something to do here with Google. We want to buy it off VWAP. We just missed that dip buy. We're at 30s there. It went to 30. I was trying to be patient with it, just letting it fall in. Went to 34, so we do miss the ultimate dip buy opportunity there. So, all right, we're still long at 185.85. We did take that average there at 55, which came right back in. So now that trade is working. Too bad, man. I said to OBO, man, I'm going to be digging into Google here, and we did not get the fill. So 3 cents away from getting that dip buy opportunity. Missed out for it. I don't know if you took the opportunity to get into Amazon, but it's right here as well, 195.60. So this is where I've last bought it here. So Amazon, but again, the market coming back into VWAP, so maybe it is right to be a little more patient than we even think right now.
Yeah, again,
in Altimmune, by the way.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Intraday catalyst, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, damn it, guys, they can have me look at the weekly chart, but even the daily chart, there's a lot of room to go to the upside. Obviously, there's a lot of room from here as well, but let's just wait to see what winds up happening here. Taking out, I thought I was taking out the 200 period there. It looked like it wanted to do that. So I was thinking 750 again, but anyways, Altimmune right now on my mind. We're here long at 80s. I'm trying to buy the dips back into 50s and then using like VWAP as an out or something around 40. So we'll see if that can come back in to play right there. What just hit for us? Nothing. Okay. So Google still here. Nice dip buy opportunity. Did not get the full load there. Too bad. That would have been nice. And then Amazon, again, off of VWAP, probably something to look at there again. So those are some of the plays. We'll look at DraftKings. Palantir is near that 25, so I do see what you guys are saying right there right now. I just wonder 195. I think I'm going to put another bid here on Amazon. Just because I like the stock, and we'll see if it wants to work in and around these areas, AMZN, and then I will look at Palantir in a second. Let's just figure out Amazon first. So
yeah, no, I'm kind of, I have Palantir opened up because I went through the volume leaders on the day here, and I was like, all right, I ran through all of these, and I was like, all right, what's going on? We're looking at NVDA, we're looking at some of these, there are some small caps running as well. Apple, Amazon, I guess Amazon is not on this list, but Micron definitely is. But Palantir was at the bottom of the list, and take a look at that price action. So definitely have that on watch. I'm watching Amazon as well. Amazon VWAP is at 195.56 here, and we are holding as of right now, but now we've kind of, we're kind of trading underneath what we were doing before, which is kind of, I was using the 8 EMA there. But again, EMA just a guide. I'm not really taking fills off of it, but I'm taking fills off the tape and the price action. But yeah, it's just I know that there's I guess who uses I guess indicators like this the most, maybe algos. You know, it's like a hard number made with an equation which can be programmed. So it's like, all right, if one thing has been working, where does it stop working? Can you confluence that with some significant change in price action? But yeah, definitely a great reason to sell nonetheless in and around that 197 test as we quadunk back down right into VWAP there. But again, take a look at this. The uptrend is still holding. Sure, we might be slowing down a little bit. We were holding the 8. Maybe we start holding the 21. Maybe we start holding the 50. A slowdown in the momentum doesn't necessarily mean that we're just going to slap all the way down and break through low a day. We could just be slowing down to and hold a more sideways, more relaxed trend in a sense, right? So VWAP is a great indicator as well, and we're testing right on top of that VWAP as of right now, 195.5. So let's see if we kind of wash around some VWAP players as well. The level I'm watching again is that 195. We saw, or I don't know if we saw, but I definitely saw a little bit of churn and a lot of volume happening, and that level definitely seemed a little bit interesting there. So again, definitely looking back at it, I can be having a lot more on the right side of the move here when it actually bids up. And then look at these prices that I have on the left side of the V there. Not really the best place to get in, but I can have the same prices when the move is actually in my favor. That's something I do have to improve on. But take a look at Palantir here, maybe poised for a little bit of a pullback. It's been aggressive right off of the open there. It's about 1030. Am I looking at a potential reversion is what I'm asking myself here with this crazy strength happening on Palantir, but I don't want to get in the way of it. Oh boy, what is this line happening here? Again, I put in some lines a little bit early. Okay, cool. So it's like it was holding this overall trend. We chop and consolidate churn around that. Now we're pushing back up, so maybe not as significant as I thought it before, but holding a prior anchored as well as of Monday, so earlier on in the week. So I'm sure if I pull up a weekly chart on this, the week is starting to go a little bit green there. Yeah, look at that bigger picture. A little wiki up in the 26s. We're trading at 25s as of right now, so about a point away from that. So let's see if Palantir here is going to continue up this very, very strong trend. Again, looking at the relative volume, not doing as significant of relative volume. Again, we saw that it's only done 9.9 million so far when the average 30-day volume is about 36. So I'm sure we can reach the average daily volume there, as we've already traded 10 million and it's only been an hour off of the open. We still have many, many hours left to go in the trading day there, so it can definitely kind of push that volume going in there. There it goes, XOM. So the oil number came out recently, and I was like, okay, well, XOM's been selling off. Do we get a bit of reversion happening off of the oil number? And oh boy, look at that. That strength coming in again with that expanding volume, breaking that trend. 114 to 114 halves happening as of right now on XOM. Maybe a little pop off of that number there. So there's lots of opportunities to go around. Can't be catching them all. My name is not Ash Ketchum, but you know, definitely gotta be involved with some of the ones that are holding. As of right now, Amazon is holding that 195.50 VWAP level, as you guys can see. So the trend as of right now, the bigger picture trend seems to be intact. Question I'm asking myself is, do I want these prices, or do I want a discount at 195 halves? I did not. I kind of missed the sale there, Sean. Kind of that sale is kind of gone. We're all printing about 50 pennies above that.
I know.
Next trade, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we would buy dips in something, and we should have been buying dips in Amazon. I mean, we were just talking about that.
That is the one
right there. That is the one, up that 1.2%. We basically did the same kind of a play. I mean, if you overlay these charts, although obviously Amazon had the base back in here at 194, but again, the 200 period, and I'm looking at Google right here, it didn't even dip down into this. So I feel like Google was pretty strong as well, coming back into 185. So we're in a big position now trying to hold this thing. 20 cents against us. We'll wait to see if anything is happening right there, right now, as Amazon breaks back above 196.50 or 196.10. Good trade, good hold there, but would have and could have and should have bought some more down there. So I don't know, man, this Altimmune, I mean, I'm still bidding here on this name back at 640, trying to see if it does break below, 34, 35. Like, there's the 50 period moving average, there's the 200 period. So if it dips back down in, we'll get another piece. We don't normally trade this style, so we're in a small piece. We're gonna try to get, I'm trying to get 4 times more if it drops back into right here where I feel like there's a little bit of support. So let's continue to watch out for that one, as now Google trying to get alive a little bit here. I'm gonna take a piece out. There it is for flat. Let's see if it can get back up to the upside. It's Google, and hopefully it'll be fantastic. Let's go over to the screen now as it's 10:40 and see what's up with A.
One of these sectors notably stronger than the rest here, and it's going to be technology. Of course, Microsoft, Meta, Google, all very strong. Oracle, Netflix as well, with CRM and Adobe particularly strong here. Not saying any particular stories in either of those, but great strength. PANW here as well. Palo Alto Networks to the upside, so great look for a lot of these tech-related names. The other tech-related sector are going to be a little bit more subdued, and that will be electronic technology. Micron leading some of the semis here to be a little bit weaker. NVIDIA downside, though. AMD is to the upside. Micron, of course, had earnings this morning. A little bit more mix here for a lot of these sectors. Health technologies, finance, retail trade, Amazon strong, but Costco a little bit weaker. CVS trading down potentially in sympathy with Walgreens Boots Alliance after those weaker than expected earnings. Transportation also a little bit weaker, and commercial services. Consumer services, though, worth noting here. This is a little bit more subdued with the exception of Chipotle. Second day trading post-split, pretty weak here for CMG, guys.
Go, you stupid Google son of a...
Goggle.
Yeah, man, do your Amazon. Look what Amazon's doing, Google. Look what Amazon's doing.
Look at your boy Amazon.
Yeah, look at your boy. Look at your boy. Right now, come on, Google, man, get going, Sergey and everybody. Come on, man, get that Google Cloud pumping. Come on, you guys got lots of custies. Here come the customers. They're coming in right now. No, I have no idea what the hell is going on. But all right, so here we go. Nice move up here. We just said we did have a big, decent-sized position here for me on this name. So let's go. Let's get those custies rolling through right now as Google trying to get back up 185.30. We're in this name. We're flat. P&L-wise, we are flat. Like if I were to get out of everything right now, we are flat almost to the dollar. So let's let this continue to go up. We'll hold this for 50 cents back in now to see if we can get something like that. I am sitting, though, at the 50-period clean, which is 58s. So I'm going to sit there. If we can get that filled, great. And then hopefully after that, we can fly high. No lie, this stock right now is definitely not balling. So we'll hopefully get that turned around and get going for that. 70 cents in the money on Amazon. Look at your boy. Look at your boy, Google. Amazon still trying to go upside right there. And of course, Google did not like that talk as it tries to go back down now. So, all right, patience.
Patience pays. Apparently.
It does pay sometimes, yeah. It pays on the winners, for sure. You know, if you have patience with your losers, then you sometimes take that the wrong way.
Don't want to be holding the bag.
Yeah, that can hurt when that happens. And
something I've been getting better with. Look at that. VWAP hold, 95 halves. We're talking about it. I have no fills down there. What the hell am I doing? It prints, now it's printing $1 above.
Yeah, dude.
After a capitulation candle, so like I'm a little more reserved. I'm like, all right, we have a strong volume candle that rejected off of 197, so I got out. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, is it time to revert this move? Are we gonna make a lower high? While I'm thinking all of that, I just need to shut up and take the long at 195 halves, where I see the VWAP holding, where I am even saying, oh look, there's reserves happening on Amazon here on top of VWAP, and then the price holds. Like the reason to buy. Right, reason to buy above pre-market consolidation, holding above VWAP, holding above the opening price.
Let's go.
Overall strong uptrend on a bigger time frame, bigger picture, poised for that 200, and we're about to test 196. We're almost there, back at 197s again. I got to do much better than this, man. 20,100 happening on the NQ, a little bit of a pullback. Let's see if we can get back to that 20,000 or we rip back up to that 20,100. We know how much that 20,000 has been churning over the past few days there. But yeah, take a look at this 5-minute chart on Amazon there. Oh boy, is this a strong trend as of right now. Holding, like look at this. These dips dip down into prior day highs and we fail to follow through on the selling. And then we only have one direction or maybe two directions to go, sideways or up. We do some sideways and then we do some up. And as of right now, we're doing some sideways there. But that interesting action at that 197 still has my interest. Can we break past it? It was a strong volume candle. Take a look at this on, I guess we can take a look at it on the 1-minute chart right there. Take a look at that. On the test, through that 197, strong volume candle, right? And then you come in for a strong pullback, which does break trend, comes back into VWAP, and then now potentially making a lower high as well, which is what I'm looking for. Maybe it's time to flip. Shout out to Russ. But I don't know if it's time just yet. What's going on?
What's the shout out to Russ?
Oh, he has a song called Flip, which is a banger. Sorry, I know, niche market.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to learn, you know. Normally I sit beside, Neil's really, I think he's like 67 years old or so he has a little bit.
The song selection,
I mean,
the song selection might be a little
it might be a little different there. No.
Yeah.
Neil and I same age, so of course. Obi, the young guy around here. All right, so Yeah, look, Google, I mean, it took the words kindly and came right back up here, and we were starting to get some out. So we have less than half the position now, but not happy with the pullback, but happy that we were able to take some out up there again. So look, wow, right back in. I'm not even sure this is too much of a reload here. The market's, well, you know what, the market is hitting this view up. Let's just try it small. Well, we just tried to punch in, and of course it just shoots right up. So we missed that punch in right there at 28s. Let's see if it does fall back in. Sometimes it will run away from your order, then just come back and fill you like it just did right there. So we're still holding out hope, making sure that we do have this offer we don't even have that stop order. Well, it's at 185, so we didn't actually have that in, so we'll put that in right now. Because we were looking at it, but it didn't come through. So yeah, I'm still feeling like this. 184 breaks, we're out. 185 break, let's get out of Google. All of it. I don't want to hold it. We've already taken some profit out there. We talked about why it wasn't the same as Amazon, and I couldn't really figure out why, but now with the market breaking back down, I don't need to figure out anything. The market is telling us right here that maybe some of these dip buys may not be great because we already hit a key level of 2100. Maybe we want to come back and test, again, this opening range high that was blasted through at about 940, or actually right off the open. What am I talking about? That first candle there at 830, well, 932, blasted it there. And yeah, we had sort of, I just heard Sharif there, we had sort of sniffed out Apple earlier, which was a good trade to be able to get out of it. AAPL, a nice downside push there and continuing. There was that out. We just should have reloaded it. But again, holding the long in Amazon, looking for longs today in what was a strong market. Wasn't looking short on Apple, but looks like some profit taking here happening on AAPL. Good dip buy right now on Google.
Ponzi Fonzie asking, what's the red barchetta? What's a red barchetta? Is that like sounds like a drink. Is it a car?
I have to see it.
I have no idea.
I missed what he said.
Yeah, not.
Someone mentioned
Okay, so somebody said Rush. No, I'm talking about this. This is the one I'm talking about right here. Yeah, solid song.
Good move.
If you wanna take a look at it.
Good
Palantir pushing to the upside there, but yeah, a little bit of a quadunk happening on the markets. Very, very strong pullback as of right now. VWAP coming right back in. So I was looking for that lower high on Amazon, and it did make a lower high, and that sell comes in very, very aggressively right back into VWAP there. What's happening? Yeah, so let's pull up.
Feel like Lady Gaga, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
you know, the paparazzi.
Make sure you get my good side. Make sure you get my good side.
So that would be every side. Just get him from every side. Get this guy from every side. How come every time I sit here, I'm beside these studs? You know what I'm saying? I got the professor over here. I've got Obi over here, and I just look like this. All right. Anyways,
you're a good-looking guy.
Stop it, Obi. Come on. Okay. You've already graduated. You don't need to suck up anymore. Okay, so here we go.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. You're trying to.
All right.
Trying to provide some entertainment to people.
Yes, for sure.
You know, it can't just be the pretty face in the trades. You know, we got to give them a little bit more. But just to let everybody know, Obi, you know, we're doing real well here today. So a couple good trades there on Amazon. We've got Alt right now not doing anything. It's unbelievable to still be up on Apple. And I feel like we said something there before that it sucks to be patient on losers. And I mean, just cut the cord. You know what I mean? Like, let it go at some point there, and be able to not be in these crazy.
You gotta embrace the Elsa.
There we go. You gotta let it go.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I should have dropped that because he didn't have no kids. Like, I've watched Frozen about like.
No, it's a good movie.
I think
I've seen it with my
1,130 times if you add both of them together.
I haven't seen the second one.
Oh, you haven't? Ooh.
I don't know.
That's
apparently that's pretty good as well.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm really looking forward to? What? Moana 2.
Yes, we talked about this. Yeah.
And then
when is that
Despicable
coming
Me.
out?
I don't know if I saw the ad for it with Inside Out 2.
Okay.
So that Moana 2 is coming out.
How was Inside Out 2?
I mean,
I like the first one. The first one was solid. Yeah.
That one's Sigma.
Sigma. Okay, we're some new age.
Oh, good. It's bugging Ramin.
Yeah,
okay.
Some new age.
I'm also supposed to say something
there.
about like Skibbity Toilet or something like that. What is that one?
What? Skibbity.
You don't know that one?
No, I don't know that one.
That's Cat.
I am familiar with Sigma though. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, I mean, my kids are just like I'm like, what the hell are these guys talking about? Then my wife, no. 10-year-olds. See, that's my kids.
Okay,
9
okay,
and
okay.
12.
Gotta stay up
they talk
with the
about that
times,
kind of
you know.
stuff. Yeah, that stuff is
20 thou coming right back in on the NQ. Talk about a wick dance with that 20 thou 100. So great reason to kind of make some decisions in and around there. And the charts are breaking. Apple's making some fresh lows. But before that, we got money talks.
Down day for the DXY right now. We're continuing this upward trajectory, actually kind of bouncing quite nicely off this 105.80, which is a bit of a top earlier in the week. And then we had that nice bounce off of this level here 2 Fridays ago. So interesting level here for the DXY if we can hold this 105.80. We did have some data coming in earlier today. Durable goods orders month over month coming in higher than expected. 0.1% versus negative 0.5% estimate and 0.2% prior. So interesting number here. We got the core PCE prices for Q1 also a bit higher than expected, 3.7% versus 3.6% estimate, and the GDP quarterly over quarterly final number here for Q1 slightly higher than expected as well, 1.4% versus the 1.3% estimate. We are going to get lots of interesting economic data coming through tomorrow with that PCE price index at 8:30, and then we're going to get the 10 a.m. Michigan consumer print that's going to be for the month of June, the final print for the Michigan consumer sentiment for June. 8:30 a.m. though, that PCE number definitely worth watching. It is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. We also had a little bit of Fed speak earlier today. Atlanta Fed's Bostic saying that he's seeing there could be a likely to be interest rate cut for Q4, and that he's penciled in 4 quarter percentage point rate cuts for 2025. So some maybe a little bit more dovish talk coming from Fed's Raphael Bostic, guys.
I am well aware of the risks. Okay, so new position. Man, oh man. When trigger fingers turn into trading fingers.
I like that.
Yeah, right here. Here goes Amazon. So let's go, man. We'll buy it a little bit right here. We are now 20 cents. There it is, Obi. We get that pull that we needed. We just talked about like how traders getting rinsed a little bit back and forth right here. But rinse no more for that as we continue to go back up to the upside there. Nice, good move there on Amazon off of 195.20, man. Comes right in. We'll take a little bit of advantage of that one. We're already out of half of the reload, honestly. Like right now, we're kind of in this mode. By the way, I haven't got what's for lunch yet. I'd like to tell everybody what is for lunch.
Curious.
Yo, BPI, how you doing? Is that linen?
What's going on, Patty? Oh, no. He's leaving me hanging.
Oh, my God.
This guy, man, the crypto kid over there. All right, so I mean, I like the linen. You got to have the linen on a day like today. I got the golf shirt on right. Oh yeah, this golf shirt sponsored by the CSE.
Ooh.
Canadian Securities Exchange. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Now take me out for a round.
I mean, you got to throw.
I'm trying to go next week with my dad, so I gotta.
Okay, cool, nice. Where are you guys going?
I have no idea. Okay. So next week I'm actually going up to North Bay, which is where my lovely wife is from. And my in-laws are up there, and I've got nieces and nephews that we haven't seen in a minute. So we're going to go check that out. And then my brother-in-law is also sort of a golfing. See, we're not really fanatics because we don't golf enough, but we really like to go out when we go out. So we're getting ready to do that. So he's already booking some times and whatnot. So we'll be going out in the Great North. It's about 3.5 hours from here, northbound. And then tomorrow I'm 3.5 hours east in a baseball tournament. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm just hoping that the weather works out well for us there tomorrow. So we're almost at the highest spot we've been at all day here, which is nice to end the show in that range. But newest position for me, we did buy some alt on VWAP right now. Look, that story is a weight loss drug there. It hit the New York Times. If we can come over, bless you. We did have this trade right here come through to VWAP, so we'll take a bid at 57s here, see if it does break. We are noticing that the 50 period is coming back up, so I was still going to stop out if we broke below here. It's not a huge trade for me. The amount of shares that we have in a name like Amazon as compared to this is ridiculous, so let's just keep on going back up to the upside. Let's go. This is why we're at the highest spot we've been at all day, man. Obi is trading the best names, trading the strong names, waiting for pullbacks, taking advantage of that. And it's that P word, and it's patient, baby. And you got to be a little bit of that in today's trade. Let's see if this one will work out as well, as we see about 185.50. Seems like we're bouncing. I'm going to take one more out in and around here right now for us on Google.
Yeah, a bit of a break of trend potentially maybe happening. So I do want to kind of exercise that idea here on the Palantir. Again, Palantir very, very strong through the morning session there. You can see again pointed out here, first red candle as well on the 15-minute, breaking prior bar lows as of right now. A little bit of a wick to the upside. Let's see what Palantir has in store for us. Where is VWAP is the question if we do make a healthy little pullback. 24.73, so nothing too crazy there, only about 20 pennies away. But again, with the way this ticker kind of moves on the daily, I don't know what the ATR off the top of my head is, but let's take a quick look at what the ATR on Palantir is. So the ATR on Palantir is 1.02. So yeah, it's already done about an ATR, just over an ATR right there, as it's done 1.05 on the day there. So it's interesting stuff. Let's take a quick look left there, see if there's any levels of resistance there. Yeah, potentially, maybe. So in and around here, you can see that we held this level support, pushed up to 2660s, came back in, held as support before we actually break that support and flush hard to the downside. Maybe a bigger picture trend holding and happening as of right now. But again, intraday, maybe poised for a little bit of a pullback off of this 25. I like that 25 as well as a psychological level on stocks. But let's see if we can take a quick little pullback in towards VWAP. But again, maybe this is just a little bit of a sell with the market selling off so aggressively there as well. So going to continue watching that one there, just short underneath that 25 level, giving it a tight risk. Let's see what Palantir has in store for us there as of right now. But 20,000 bouncing on the NQ. Let's see how far that goes. There's only about 2 minutes left to finish on the 15-minute chart there, Sean. What's going on?
Yeah, Jimmy's breaking through 25. Didn't want to interrupt you, but look at this. Look what we wrote about WBA. Look to use VWAP, right? We talked about it right here. WBA, miss all around, now taking yellows. Fade any pops. Use what? VWAP as the tool. Okay, so this is the sticky note. You can go find it. Bears versus Bulls will put in the chat right now. We only have 2 minutes before we go on to the next day. Use what as a tool? VWAP as a tool. Let me clear my water. All right. So no, I don't need water. No, I don't need water. I'm fine. All right. So this blue line, can you guess what this is? This is VWAP right there. So again, you get out. And we're supposed to use something as a tool. I can't remember what it was. It was VWAP right there. So it comes right back up, right into that name, and then goes right back into lows again. I'm just bringing this up now. People in the chat were talking about it. So congratulations if you actually took the sticky note sort of rules there. We did make money on Walgreens. We are very obviously we are very happy with it as we faded that initial pop. It was the only pop that happened in the open market there besides this one that we completely missed as we weren't even looking at it. I would have been short here into this VWAP. Thankfully, it didn't break. And I just feel that, you know, now back into the bottom might be a profit area there on Boot Alliance there, Walgreens. So now we'll go back over to GameStop. And by the way, let's go Google right now. Wow, this is going to be a good name for us. We're almost 70 cents in the money on Amazon, and Google's starting to go. There's GameStop. There's GameStop. There's GameStop off of let's go, man. And if, as I said, if you have diamonds bigger than your head, then you're doing something pretty good. And this GameStop guy has those. So there it goes right now. I mean, if you're not now listening to everything about VWAP, then I don't know what's going on. As soon as Adara went live, I said, you need to look at as soon as she sat down there with a trading account, I said, you got to look at VWAP, girl. And that right there, boom, 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 straight up to the upside right there as it just continues to go. So yeah, great move there for GameStop. Congratulations, anybody that's in that one. But not to be the bearer of any bad news here. And this is where, no, there's no bad news here at all. It's just, if you're in GameStop, it's great. What I want to bring up was, this goes all the way back. So I'll say this to Adair and Sharif there so they know. This 26 level for GameStop goes back a couple weeks where we haven't been able to break it. So if you're in this big move and you want to continue it, great. If you're a day trader, that's a level. I'll leave it at that. And it's just like what we're doing on Amazon, right? Do we think Amazon can go? Sure. When it hits the 50 period, when it hits VWAP, we get out. Look at Google, right? There's some more outs for us right here at the 50 period as it goes back up and then it retraces back down. We play the game here every single day. So we'll be back with more trades at 2 p.m.
Yes, sir.
So far, so good. Unfortunately, we do not have what's for lunch, so Obi will have to give a
Wait and see.
prediction.
Breast of chicken.
Good one. I will
Remember that
say,
one?
I will say wing of chicken.
Ah, okay. Okay, all right.
All right. Without any further ado, it is the midday show. It is all about ATR again. ATR. All right, let's go learn more about that. Thank you, Obi. Thanks, Ramin, Fabian, everybody here that's been working on the show, of course, including Mark, who probably has more work to do in the podcast room. It seems like every day, even though it looks completely done to me, but every day there's something new happening. So we like that one one more time. So, all right, without any further ado, it's the big show. Let's go.
What is up,